Hello, everybody.
What up,
How
Sean?
you
We're
doing?
back.
Are you eating the gummy bears that you tweeted or
No,
earlier
I
or
ate
no?
those before my workout. This is mozzarella cheese.
You're just eating straight up cheese?
Yeah, I mean it's
Does that make you rip ass or nah?
um
I, f-
hopefully not.
I feel like that's one of those things where you eat it and it's just like you start shitting
I
your
don't know what
brains
it
out
is.
or
I
something.
feel like I think I told you this. I feel like I'm lactose intolerant,
Yeah, you
but
could
I
be.
eat mad cheese and I love cheddar cheese, but only when I eat certain things.
No,
Maybe mixed with cheese fucks me up.
I'm the same, man. Like, but it's just milk for me. Like like if I
Could be
have too
milk
much
too.
milk, then I'm lactose intolerant. But I could have like a little. I could have cheese. I could have ice cream. Like I just
So
can't
is it
have
have you
milk.
got it proven or like it's just like when you have a lot of milk,
No,
something
but
fucks you
all
up?
the signs are there.
Hmm.
Like um, whenever I have milk, whole milk. No, I just can't even have whole milk because if I have it, then we're in
So
trouble.
do you not eat cereal?
No, I'll have skim milk.
Oh,
I'll
really?
have a little bit of skim milk. Yeah.
And it tastes the same?
No, from what I hear, it's been a while since I've had whole milk, but people say basically skim milk tastes like water compared to how whole milk tastes because whole milk is like thick. It's like really
Skim
thick.
milk's in the blue top, like the light
The
blue
one
joint.
I get is like a purple thing. It's like
Oh, okay.
purple, but it
Yeah,
might
yeah, yeah.
be you might be right. I'm sure you've had that before. I'm sure.
I
You,
think so. Yeah. So what is skim milk? Do you know?
no, it's just like watered
Like
down milk.
that's the diff. Is that what it
That's what
is?
it tastes like. I don't know. I don't know anything about like milks and how they pasteurize it and stuff. But while you were eating the cheese, you know what it reminded me of? Our
What?
friend once told me that he can't eat bagels because bagels give him gas, and I thought that was the weirdest thing I ever heard because like
Sounds
it
like some made up shit.
because I'm saying that's isn't that just like bread? Like how does that make give you gas? Like that's like the last food I would ever guess would give anybody gas.
Yeah.
Is like
I
if you
mean, I
had to
could
tell
see
me to
like
make a
doughy
list.
bread.
If you had to tell me to make a list of the foods that definitely don't give people gas, number one would be bagels.
I
Like I'm,
feel like bagels would be some shit a doctor would say, like, "Oh, you have gas? Eat a whole bunch of bagels."
yeah, it'll fix it. 100%.
It's like, "Oh yeah, you have gas? Just drink ginger ale and eat a lot of bagels, and that'll cure it up. That'll get rid of everything."
I really liked your the gummy bears you tweeted before, man.
Those are like that could be top number one candy of all time.
Nah, I'm not going that far.
It could be.
No, I'm because I'm more of a
Got some other
sour.
shit?
I'm more of a sour guy. I'm more of the like if you
Okay.
got to throw some of that, that sugar on
The
there.
sour watermelon bangers.
Those are good, but I'm thinking more the sour power was my shit or is my shit.
The sour straws or sour power.
It's the
Sour.
same thing. No, there's sour punch and sour power.
Yeah, because there was the hood ones that they sold at like just like the hood like grocery stores, which came in that
Ones
like
that have like no name, and it's just
yeah
like
they
those are
had
good too. But I'm
and they
thinking of
always
the
said on the package like no sugar or like low fat or some shit. Because technically I think it is.
oh no,
No,
mine's
not no sugar. That would be a big lie.
yeah. They're still probably lying on the package anyway. But yeah, I like I think it's sour punch, sour power. I think it's sour power, the one I like. I like them both, but that
It's
one's
not
like
the
my
one that
favorite.
comes in the plastic case, right? It's in
Yeah, the one that comes in
the,
the plastic case.
oh no, because there's one that comes in like a long baggie this way. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
do, yeah. I'm thinking of the one that comes in the plastic case. That's the
Oh,
one I
okay, those
love.
those are banging too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, those are good. I take the Harborough gummy bears when I can do it when I'm getting frisky, and I take a gummy bear, I put a sour watermelon in the middle, and put another gummy bear under the bottom.
Oh,
Make like a sour,
That's
like sweet and sour
gonna
fucking
give you
sandwich.
some sort of disease that we don't know what it is yet.
You see, I thought you were gonna say orgasm.
Well,
Which it
that too.
definitely
It'll
does.
give you an orgasm, but then like in 20 years, the doctor will be like, "You have Smithsonian disease." And you'll be
Yeah.
like, what is that?
It's
Well,
caused from sour and
when
gummy
you eat
mixed
too much
together.
of that kind of food, it makes it so that your intestines fall out.
Just eat a whole bunch of bagels and you'll be good.
Son, what's
Yo,
happening with the weather now? Like, have you been seeing what's going on?
it's fucking wild, man.
I've
Like
never seen this before in my life. I've never seen this. I've
it's
never
like
seen
a
this.
fucking baseball lineup. It's like there's one hitting and there's one on deck and then there's
Fucking
one in the fucking on deck circle.
okay,
Like
three at once before, and then now there's another Category 5 hurricane And that shit went from a tropical storm to a Category 5 hurricane. I retweeted the thing earlier in like 2 days or some crazy small time frame that broke a record.
It went from like 2 to 5, right?
It went from a tropical storm to a Category 5 hurricane in like 2 days. And apparently, again, this goes back to climate change. That's because of climate change, because the oceans are warmer. And when the oceans are warmer, they make these storms more powerful. So, I mean, I've never seen this before. 3 hurricanes at once recently, and then now you have Hurricane Maria, Category 5, that looks like it's going the same fucking path as Irma. Like, that shit is going right at Puerto Rico, who just got destroyed by Irma.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna hit, like, you know, the Bahamas, the Caribbean islands and shit.
Those places are just going to be all gone.
Well, what I was thinking is, like, who the fuck is going to look at what had just been going down with all this shit and go, like, yeah, I'm going to buy a place over there? Like, even in Florida, like, right on the coast of Florida, like, you have to know you're on borrowed time because this shit is crazy. Like, there's, like, Tornado Alley. They should start naming that area if they haven't already. Maybe they did. Hurricane Alley.
For real.
Like, that shit is Hurricane Alley, and I've never seen anything like this where it happens in succession like this over and over.
It's almost like it doesn't feel real.
I know,
you know? Like,
it doesn't. It's
just like, oh, there's 3 more coming. Like, okay, sure.
Exactly.
But it's like, no, these are like 200-mile-per-hour winds, like fucking damages coming.
I
through.
was just thinking about that too, because when I was looking at the tweets about this, it's almost like my brain wasn't clicking how fucking devastating a Category 5 really is. Because we had just went through that shit with Irma. So it's almost like my brain was like, oh, I see what it says in the tweet, but no. Like, that's not really happening.
Yeah.
So you're right. That's exactly what I was feeling. I was like, it's not really happening, but it is. It's fucking happening again.
It doesn't feel real because, like, I mean, we're not there. It almost felt real when, what was the one in New Jersey that happened?
Sandy.
Was that, Sandy. That one sort of felt real to us because, like, we were sort of close to it. Like, Houston, you see the pictures, and, yeah, it's crazy. But, like, if you're there...
Your life is ruined, man. Like, you fucking got your life derailed. And then you got to try to get your insurance fucking to pay for it, and they'll put up a fight and everything. People's lives destroyed.
I think you retweeted one that was... I think it was St. Martin that they had a camera, like, the storm was hitting, like, in its prime. And the camera was on, and that fucking wind was booming. Like, that shit was crazy. And, like, the sound you heard and just, like, the destruction you saw afterwards was just like, what? Like, there's fucking people that live there. Like,
yep. It's not even, like, the wind is crazy, but the thing that really kills people and ruins everything is the storm surge and the flooding. Like, that's the thing that's super deadly.
And that happens afterwards?
That happens afterwards, yeah. Like, the hurricane pushes in a whole bunch of water. Like, I don't know if you saw the pictures of bays and shit emptying when Irma was going by. No, like, people would look outside where there's, in the Bahamas, where there's normally, as far as the eye could see, it's an ocean. And they said as far as the eye could see, there was no water. Because
like the water
Irma
goes
took
back?
that water and fucking pushed it and moved it in a different area to do a storm surge.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's where you really lose. That's where most people die in hurricanes, not from the wind, but from the storm surge. And when it comes, man, that shit, like, there was the fucking famous street in Miami, probably a street you've been on before, because you've been to Miami.
Yeah,
there's a famous street on the water was underwater. That whole shit, fucking under 4 feet of water.
They had a picture, it was all sand. Did you see the one of it? It was all sand, and they were like, this looks like a level from Mario Kart. The picture deadass looked like a Mario Kart level. It was all sand. Was on what the fuck is that? Ocean Drive or something like that is
Drive,
the one.
yeah.
Or but there's this Richard Branson. Did you see his the Virgin Airlines guy?
Yeah, that motherfucker went underground or some shit. Like, it's the last thing you're supposed to do is go underground when it's about to flood.
He definitely had some, like, steel concoction.
He's a quadrillionaire. Yeah, he probably bought the hurricane and paid it to move.
Yeah, for real. But it's like, fuck him, because, like, there's actual people dying, and, like, he could be somewhere else. He didn't have to be on his fucking private island in that, like.
Yo, who has a private island?
Yeah, I know. That's another
like
fucking
that
thing.
That's basically like you just bought your own country.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to buy this area over here that's governed by my own laws. Like, okay, you bought your own country. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you know what's crazy though is, I mean, at some point, like, how much more can people fucking donate? Like, they do all these like donation charity things on
No.
TV. JJ Watt
You're
raised
so
like
right.
$35 million.
And then also, apparently, Red Cross, I didn't know this until recently, but Red Cross is shady as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, people donated to Red Cross for the Haiti earthquake, and people in Haiti just didn't fucking see it. And it just went to fucking Red Cross.
I heard about that. And I was watching the fucking news, and there was like some fucking report, like some guy, I think the news reporter went up to the guy who was on the boardwalk in New Jersey or something like that, who was collecting money for either Houston or Florida. It was just some random guy like saying he was raising money, and someone walks into the camera shot and just hands him $100. Like, this guy is not fucking just donating that,
Yeah,
like,
man.
$100. Like, what stops someone from just taking $50 of that and fucking donating? Like, you don't know where this money's going. That's why,
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's the thing about, like, it's sad, too, because, like, good people want to do good things and donate
Yeah.
to good charities, but it's like, it's hard to know which is which. You know, there was a website, I wish I could remember it, that actually their whole purpose was to track this. And it tells you the exact percentage of the money that goes towards actual charity from the different charities. And if I could find that list, I should hawk that on my show and tell people which charities are the good charities and which ones aren't. Because that's really important, man. Like, I feel like that really does. It makes a lot of people go, you know what? Then I'm just not going to donate. Because if I'm donating and fucking 90% is going to some douchebag and 10% is going to actual charity, why am I going to waste my fucking? You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows you have overhead costs, but you know, the overwhelming majority of the money has to go to actual charity, or else it's just, you know, it's fucked up. But also did you see the earthquake that just happened in Mexico City?
Jesus Christ. I just saw something on it. Like 55 people already died.
And even more now. It's over 100 now. I just saw the most recent count.
There's so much fucking natural shit that, like, it's scary that an earthquake can happen at any time.
Anytime, man. Those videos, I've never seen videos like that. Like, there was an earthquake recently in Mexico, but it wasn't Mexico City. And so the videos were like, they just weren't and it happened at night, so you couldn't see it as well. But this most recent one, there's a lot of videos online of it, and you see straight up fucking big-ass office buildings that are going... Big-ass office buildings. Like, imagine being in New York City and seeing all the fucking skyscrapers go like this, and some of them collapse and shit. Like, that's what's... The idea that the ground underneath you is not secure. It's like, okay, then what the fuck is secure? I don't feel secure in a fucking boat, nor should I. I don't feel secure in an airplane, and you're going to tell me the ground underneath me isn't secure either? So then there's nothing secure. Like, who we kidding? There's nothing fucking secure anywhere.
We're floating in fucking, like, space.
Yeah.
Like,
true.
You know, like, I always think just, like, what if the Earth was just like, fuck it one day and just drops to wherever it wants to go? Or, like, like, we're just fucking floating. If all of a sudden the Earth was just like, yeah, I give up. And it was just like...
Or if there's a giant meteor that just destroys everything in a split second. Because we're totally hopeless to stop that. Like, there's too much area to even monitor all the space if an asteroid comes to hit us. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, if you can't monitor it, then you're not going to catch it when it's, like, fucking however many light years away. Like, what are you going to do? There's going to be no Armageddon mission to try to move the asteroid. Like, we're just going to get hit one day.
Yeah, it's going to be a wrap.
And then, I was thinking about this, too. Mexico City just got rocked like a motherfucker. I feel like all that seismic activity there, doesn't that mean that, like, California... I've read that the San Andreas fault in California is going to go soon. Like, it's overdue. I think California's overdue. They had a terrible, terrible earthquake in, like, 1900 and something in San Francisco that fucked everybody up. Like,
well, there was one in the 90s. I remember that there's a famous World Series. I think
where there was an earthquake during the World Series. That was the last, like, kind of bad one. But I think what they're talking about is one that's even way worse than that. Like, there's going to be one that hits San Andreas where it's just, like, ridiculous. And
I've never even experienced an earthquake, but, like,
neither.
Dude, in their schools out there, they teach like a fire drill for us. Like, I mean, in New York, we know fire drills and get under the desk, which, you know, is not going to fucking help. But earthquakes, oh no, I think earthquake you get under the desk. Fire drill, it's just stop, drop, and roll or some shit.
Yeah, fire drill. Yeah, we don't have shit. The worst we experienced was Sandy. We experienced Sandy. I don't.
And 9/11.
Oh, of course. Were you here for Sandy, or were you?
I think I was still in New York. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you were here. That's right. Because I lost power for
no.
Over
We
a
had
week.
there was the blackout, which if that shit were to happen now is. Remember there was that huge blackout in New York?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the whole East Coast or
yeah, it was New York. It was New York, I think, just New York.
But like everywhere lost power. Like
yeah, I remember that. I lost power for over a week for Sandy, but the blackout you're talking about, that was like a day though, right? Was it a day or 2 days? What was it?
It was something. It was something
You were
serious.
saying when we were young, right? When we were kids, that happened.
No, because I was working at the ice cream store when
okay.
blackout happened because we had to figure out where the ice cream was going. All that shit.
Oh,
I think it was
the worst. Ice cream store got fucked.
Yeah, that shit was, and my boss tried to keep the ice cream, and I was like, "Yo,
you can't do that." Yeah,
take the L on this one."
Yeah, you got to, even though it's gonna cost so much money. Fuck, you lose all your inventory.
But like, computers shut off. Like that's the fucking shit too that we have to worry about outside of natural disasters. Is what if fucking just like power lines go down?
Well, it was also because when we had the blackout, it was like 90 something degrees outside.
It was hot as fuck.
And that shit is deadly. If you have a blackout when it's that fucking hot out. Because then what do you got? You got 87-year-old people that have no way of cooling off.
Yep.
Like what? What are we talking about here? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. The Rogan was just talking about that shit. I think there was a heat wave in California or some shit where it was like over 115 degrees and all that stuff. And at some point, your fucking air conditioners like aren't meant to work when it's that fucking hot. Like your shit'll break. It'll be very hot. Fucking people are miserable and just like
yeah,
everybody goes and kills each other.
I knew, like, I'll never forget the feeling when after Sandy my power came back on. And to be clear with everybody, Sandy was bad, but Sandy was like the reason it was so bad is because it was a very wide and very slow moving hurricane. So, like, all the Northeast slowly got fucking owned by it. But it wasn't, like, a Category 5. We don't get ones that are that strong in New York. We get, like, by the time it hit me, it was probably just a tropical storm or some shit.
Yeah, it usually dies down because it starts down by Florida and then comes up.
And so it usually would die down by the time it gets to us. But, you know, maybe when it hit other places, it was, like, a Category 3 maybe. But it was super slow moving and really long. So it was, like, it was pretty bad, but it knocked out the power for me for over a week. And I'll never forget that first night when I got power back. Dude, you have no idea how much we rely on this shit until it's gone. Because once you get it back, I'm not kidding, I watched like every single channel I had on TV. I would turn on fucking Lifetime. I watched some shit on Lifetime. I watched some shit on Bravo. I watched some shit on the Hunting Channel. I watched some shit on the Fishing Channel. I watched everything. So I was like, I have this fucking amazing thing that shows me whatever I want to see, this TV with all these channels, and I don't really soak it in and appreciate it. And then, you know, when I took like a hot shower, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. How do I take this for granted so much?
Yep.
And as people forget, like, just how
that
amazing.
Shit happens with fucking anything, dude. I mean, like, well, people have that when they almost die or something like that. And
yeah,
just,
everything
like,
they're like, everything's
jumping
awesome.
off fucking out of airplanes, and it's like they have their second coming of life. I remember at sleepaway camp, I would eat this like the camp food all the time, and then when it would be like Parents' Day or some shit, there would be like an Italian restaurant down the street, and like I would house shit because it's like you're so used to the camp food that you appreciate, or even like McDonald's or Burger King would be down the street. I'll just be like, oh, this tastes so fucking good.
Yeah, that's so true. Maybe it's a good idea to like
once in a while lose your power or fucking
not lose your power, but like once in a while just unplug from certain things. Like for me, I never fucking stop with Twitter. Like I'm always on Twitter. I don't know the last time I went a full 2 days without Twitter. I think I've gone a day here and there. But 2 days? I don't think I've done 2 days. Definitely haven't done 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I were to unplug from Twitter for like 3 or 4 days,
You'd come back with some fire. I mean,
I'd
like,
come
because you have
back
fire now, but like if you took like
probably tweeting every 8 seconds when I came
and
back.
you'd just have like you would just. I feel like you could understand it a little bit better because you'll come back and I don't know.
Son, not to change the topic too quickly, but you know what I had before? I had cup of noodles. You ever had
I had
cup of
ramen noodles
recently?
the other day too.
No, not ramen. I had cup of noodles.
Oh.
You know the one that's literally in the cup and ramen.
Yeah,
I know ramen's like the block. You had the one
Yeah,
that's like
yeah,
yeah. I haven't had that in a minute, but
It's the same company though, right? Or no?
I don't know. It looks like the same. The packaging looks very similar, so it probably is. But
Shit was banging.
it was good. But you know what I thought was weird? I wondered if they changed the packaging because it said it gave instructions and it was like boil water and pour it in the thing, and I was like, nah. I just poured water in it and put it in the microwave. But
Yeah.
it said on the top, it was like, do not put this in the microwave or something. I was like, that has to be new. Like, they had to have just put that. Because I remembered back in the day, they would put, like, cook with boiling water and give the instructions if you want to do that. And they'd also have, it for the microwave, they'd have separate instructions.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I feel like that was always on there because when you put it in the microwave, I feel like it overflow. Did it overflow? I feel like it overflows.
Well, no, because what I did is I opened the thing on
Mm-hmm.
top, and poured in the water to the fill line, and then I was able to shut the thing and do it like pretty much 100%.
Oh,
Like usually people
yeah, but
probably
sometimes it still leaks out of that
lazily-
shit.
No, it didn't leak out for me.
Interesting.
Yeah,
You got the chicken flavor?
I had the chicken flavor one.
That shit is sort of banging, like, and it's like
It is pretty
$1.
good. Yeah, super cheap.
I
Super
used to
cheap.
eat those all the time
I
in
also had-
college. That's what I lived off of.
I also had mac and cheese recently. I had the instant one. You like with the
In the cup.
yeah the
How do
cheese.
those taste?
Oh, well, I was just about to say the cheese is definitely not like real cheese. Like they probably
Yeah.
give you fucking cow anus and
Yeah.
ferret bladder in there and put some food coloring in it and say, "Here you go, it's cheese." But
I
it
don't know
tastes
if I
pretty
fuck
good.
with those ones in the like bowl. Mac and cheese, I think I can unlazy it up a little bit to boil some water and
And then
do it.
do actual macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's not enough in that little cup.
Yeah, no, I really should have two, but I only had one of them, so I only had the one. But two would have been good. But you're right, though. Let me ask you. So when you make, I'm gonna sound stupid right now, but whatever. Everybody knows I don't really cook. I actually recently I have cooked like pasta. Like I'll cook some pasta. But when you make the macaroni and cheese, so you boil the pasta. I know how to do that part. But what do you use for the like? How do you make the sauce for that?
I think drain out the water and then I put like mad butter,
Okay.
little bit of milk,
Okay.
and then they give you the cheese sauce, and you just put that shit on there and mix that shit up.
So there's a separate powder one that you
Yeah,
use.
there's a separate pack, like it comes with the noodles, and then in the box is just like a little cheese pouch.
Okay, I thought you were saying you cook pasta by itself and then you like make your own cheese
hell
sauce or
no.
some shit.
Hell no.
Well, I know, no, I'm saying maybe your wife would do that or something. I know you're not fucking doing
Hell
that
no.
shit.
Hell
I know
no.
you're not doing that shit.
You ever put lotion on your hands like right when you're about to either open a door or like
Fuck yeah,
do
happens
some
every day.
shit?
And I'm always like, fuck, I gotta wait like 3 minutes now.
Yeah, it's the worst because I really need lotion on my hands, but then I'm like, fuck, I should have just like opened the door and then reached back and put lotion on my hands.
Totally, man. In fact, that happens to me. So tell me if this happens to you, because this has been happening to me recently, and I don't know why it is, but like when I was younger, I never needed lotion ever, and I was just like oily like everywhere, my face, everywhere, my hands. But now, like if I take a shower and I get out of the shower and I sit around for like 20 minutes, I need lotion on my face because my face feels super dry. I need lotion on my hands. And then
Lotion on my dick.
not that. That's still fine. But then my feet, like after a while, this happened to my feet too, where I was sitting there and be like, my feet feel like dry, and I had to put lotion on my fucking feet. Has that happened to you? Where you're,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
sitting
the
there?
same. I just got out the shower because I fucking went to the gym, took a spin class, felt good, got out the shower, and it was just like, it was to a point where I was like, I need lotion on my hands. Like sometimes I could bear it, but like it's night and day. I put the lotion on my hands and I was just like, that was needed.
Yeah.
And I put some on my face, and my feet are all right, but I'm sure if I put lotion on my feet, I'd be like,
It would feel
that
even
was
better.
needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a weird feeling. There are times I've been laying in bed and I go, I have to put lotion on my feet right now.
Yeah.
And I will literally when I've been laying there for like an hour, just take lotion and start rubbing it on my feet. I'm like, I never used to have to do this. It's like a new thing where I'm getting less fucking moisturized as I get older.
That could probably be it. Maybe like your pores or some shit slow down when you get older or something like that.
It's got to be something like that. It's got to be, right? Or
well, because when I was younger too, my face would be so oily, and people like, I think people would tell me like, no, you should still put lotion on your face, blah blah, this and that. And I'm like, no, like my skin is mad oily, like it's fine. But now it's not as oily, and I put lotion on like. Because I'm getting wrinkles as it is, but I put lotion on just to make my shit feel fresh, even though I'm probably past the stage where I need to be.
It's so weird how we can't like stop wrinkles from happening.
You can't just stop from getting old.
When we know it's going to happen, but like we just can't stop it.
Unless you get like Botox. I would get
but that
Botox.
shit looks fake. It looks fake. I'm not against plastic surgery. Like I'm not against it. Like I think if you do certain things, not a lot, but you could do a little bit. And do it right, and it'll look fine. It'll look good.
Yeah.
But,
There's some shit
Botox almost, I've never not seen it look bad. Every time I've seen it, it doesn't look like a person who doesn't have wrinkles. It looks like a person who has wrinkles and then try to cover it up with getting Botox.
Yeah, but you probably have only seen the people that have done a bad job. Like, if someone did a good job, you probably wouldn't notice if they got Botox, you know?
That's a fair point.
Like, like if I fucking did this shit and it came out all right, you would just probably assume like, oh, his shit got better, or
no, you don't need it yet. Like if
no,
it got
not,
to the point
not
where
like
you didn't need
but
it.
like if someone if someone got it who didn't need it, and
man,
their
so
shit
few
still
people do that. I bet so few fucking plastic surgeons know how to do this shit right, man.
Yeah, they're probably fucking scam artists. I feel like it's a late, like it's a new type of science, like Botox wasn't around back in the day for people to like perfect that shit,
and they don't even have fucking, even hair loss shit is not perfect yet, when that seems like a problem that should easily be fixed.
Yeah,
like they should be able to fix that shit in 1927. They should have figured it out. But today still they're like, well, we have different things we could do, but none of them really look great.
We could take the hair from your balls and put it on your head. It won't look the same, but you will have hair on your head.
They got those hair plugs.
They do that shit, right? Don't they take I think Brian Urlacher did that shit.
What they do is they take hair from the back of your head and the sides, and then they put it in the spots where you're losing it. But the thing is about that is you're out of commission for like a year. Like you don't want to be in public for like a year because in the back and on the sides, your shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
So
I think I saw it do it at a hair salon once. Not a hair salon, I'll go to a fucking hair salon, but like a hair cutting place. And his shit was like fucked up over here, and he had like one, like his shit was like swoofed the fucking weird way, and I was like, his shit looks weird. And then I think someone told me like, oh, he probably is doing like hair transplant.
Hair That's right. But you know what? It's not. This is gonna sound crazy, but I really don't think it's that fucking crazy when you look at how everything looks, the outcome of it. Mm-hmm. The best option for a dude that's lost his hair and he wants a quick fix is to go to a fucking serious-ass wig person and get a shit that's on point. Because that actually looks more real than any of the... If you get the fake hair plugs...
If someone catches you with a toupee, though, you're done. Like, if you're at a fucking restaurant and, like the waiter knocks your shit off or something like that, or moves it to the side a little bit.
No, it's like all the hair plugs is too obvious, even though... In theory, that should be easy enough. Like the fake hair, where they put the fake hair in you, the hair plugs.
Is that what they do? Like,
yeah, there's fake ones where it's literally fake hair, and they will sew it into your head. And it sounds like it should look fine, but it doesn't. It looks kind of fake. You
ever see Cable Guy?
I did, Jim Carrey? But I don't remember.
Yeah, his like boss or something like that is like he has hair plugs, and he gets recorded, and he's like, hair plugs, the hair plugs.
How does it look? Does it look bad?
Yeah, he could tell, and I think like someone was recorded making fun of his hair plugs or some shit in the movie. But yeah, hair plugs, they could be fucked up.
Yeah, and a wig, there is something like it feels bitchy, right? Like I'm
a wig,
dude wearing a wig. Is
a wig and a toupee the same thing?
Kind of. Like I think the toupee is just the top part, like whereas the sides are still your own, and then the toupee is just the top part. Yeah. But a wig would be like the thing that is the whole thing. I think. I could be wrong about that.
I would fuck with a wig more than I would with a toupee, because I think
if you're gonna do it, you got to go all the way. You can't.
Yeah.
you can't fuck with like, what if the color of your hair is slightly different from the, like,
I
you
was just
gotta
about
have
to
the
say,
full shit.
there was
to
a
do
guy
it.
I knew who his shit was off colored a little bit, and it sort of was a good enough toupee where I had to question like his shit looks off colored and it looks fucking weird as fuck. I think he's wearing a toupee, but I'm not 1,000% sure.
That's what I'm saying though, is that if you get a good wig, then people literally just won't know. Like, for example, there are a lot of women who wear wigs all the fucking time, and you can't even tell. You're like, no, that's just their hair.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I know for a guy it seems a little different because it's shorter, so like it should be easier to tell. But if somebody's rocking a good fucking wig, you wouldn't know. But you're right though that there's something that feels fucking wrong about if you're a dude and you like go home at night and you fucking take it off.
It's like a little ferret on your fucking head.
It's like a little ferret on your head, but you're also just like it's just like a fucking big ass lie that you're telling yourself. You know?
That's true too. Yeah.
It's like, I am such a fucking liar. I'm going to take off my hair.
Yeah,
I'm going
that's
to take
sort of
off
crazy.
my hair. like what? And then you know in your heart of hearts, you would be petrified if anybody saw you in that room when you had your no hair going.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you were a G, you would just be like, "There's like my shit is either bald or."
But that's the thing though. Not everybody looks good with a bald head, dog.
Yeah, I don't think I would look good with a bald head.
think
Someone
you
tried to
would
play me
either.
once. I got a short ass haircut. And they said the back of my head looked like a fucking old school TV. You know how the shit's like come out in the back?
Yeah. I remember. I was in the car when that person said that.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were you?
I was
I
with
remember
you.
who it was.
Somebody's like, "Yo,
Fucking
you got the
Jamal told me
fucking
that
like
shit.
shelf on the back of your head."
Yeah, and I was like, damn, that was sort of mad fucked up. And I think I was driving him at the time too. I was about to be like, yo, get out the fucking car, man.
Yeah, nobody's got a perfectly shaped head.
But even like those like good looking ass dudes who are bald, I'm still like, that motherfucker's bald though.
Nah,
Like-
I don't feel like that. I think some
Like you
people
like,
pull it off real well.
Tyrese or what's his
Yeah,
name?
Tyrese,
Right?
perfect example. He's bald, but it doesn't take anything away from him. And it's
Yeah,
not
but he's
just black dudes either. I feel like there are more black dudes who could pull it off, but there's still plenty of white guys who could pull it off too.
Yeah, that's true. But there's I mean, black women get weaves, which is sort of like,
Yeah, and it looks fucking good as fuck.
oh yeah, I know it looks
Yeah.
mad normal, but that's sort of fake.
Kind
I mean,
of.
that is fake hair,
Yeah, basically.
like sewn on.
Yeah. Son, I have to tell another story about I feel like I tell line stories often on the show.
Stories.
Lines, like when I was on the line at Chipotle, remember that
Oh,
story? I
lines.
told?
Yeah. Let me hear.
So I was somewhere else getting food, and somebody so I'm standing on line, and like I'm next in line, and I was standing kind of forward, but the person who was behind me in the line kind of walked up and almost went like slightly to the left of me, like a little in front of me, but behind me. You see what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
let me try to paint this picture for everybody.
Here's a one lane
Here's
line.
the counter, okay? Here's the cashier right here.
One
Here's the
cashier.
person that's online, right in front of that person. Here's me, next online.
Why are
And
you
remember-
all the way over there if the fucking cashier's over there?
Just because there was like nobody in there really, so it was
Okay.
like here's the person, here's the cashier, here's
Mm-hmm.
the desk, I'm right here,
Okay.
and then the person walks in, and then they stand like right here. So I'm
they're
right
directly-
here, they're right here.
Ooh.
They're behind me, but they shimmied like a little bit in front of me, even though they're behind me. You see what I'm
But they're
saying?
directly behind the person buying the shit, right?
No, not directly behind the person buying the shit,
okay.
but closer to that person than I am.
Mm.
So I'm standing there and I'm like, I see it. I catch it out the corner of my eye. And I had that thing in my head where I got really pissed. Like, I was like,
Really?
fuck you. Fuck you. Because they were super ambiguous about it. They were like, am I in front of you or am I not in front of you?
Oh, yeah, if they start questioning the shit now,
Yeah,
then you're-
like, it was well within, like, and in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so now it's all on the dude who's the cashier, because he very well could look at that person behind me and be like, ma'am, what would you like? And
Yeah.
then what am I going to do? I'm going to be like, here we go. Okay, fine, you go ahead, you go first. So it was all on the cashier. Now, thankfully, the cashier went to
Knew.
me. He knew
Good.
that it was me. But like when I saw that woman there, I was like, I started doing the slow shimmy to try to get in front of her that way too. Like I was already in front, I was already next online, but she was standing in this awkward place. So I started like slowly like going a little bit more that way until I was like in front of her. But I was like, why are you putting me in an awkward ass position like that? Yeah. Like I don't want to be in a position like that where now I got to question whether or not you even know that I'm next online. You know?
Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, I was tight. I was like, just like, here's how you act when that situation like that. Walk in and fucking just
stand
clearly be behind me.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. But you had to go into that weird, awkward zone. And then there was another time that I was online and somebody he started talking to me like he knew me. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh, maybe he knows me from the show. No, he didn't even know me from the show. He just started talking to me like he knew me because I was wearing a golf hat. And so he was like, oh, you golf? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, cool. So I was playing the other week, and I'm like, what the fuck? And
wait, he just like went...
He just kept going, like, mid-conversation. And then he shook my hand and shit. And meanwhile, look, it was early. I wasn't in the mood to have a conversation or whatever. Like, I carried the conversation. But then it got weird as fuck at the end when, like, so I ordered my food. We're both standing waiting for it. And I felt like that awkward pressure of like, is it on me to carry the conversation now? Because he talked a lot before, and then now he's kind of standing there looking like he wants to keep talking. And then I was just like, I can't fucking carry a conversation right now. I'm too tired. It's too early. And then when I got my food, he was standing there with like his phone in his hand, looking like he was going to be like, oh, like, what, you want to play golf one day? Like, let me get your number or whatever.
Oh, fuck.
And I hit him with the like, hey man, it was nice meeting you. Have a good one. I'll see you. And then I just like walked out.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it worked. But as I was walking out, I was like, damn, that whole thing was so awkward. Like every second of that was so awkward.
There's always weird shit. Like some people just want to engage in fucking conversations because maybe they don't fucking have a conversation at home or some shit. Like he saw some shit.
Picking up on like the social cues I was dropping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like first of all, when I was standing there like this on the line. Let me show you. I was hitting it. I was like this.
That's probably why I wanted to talk to you, because he was just like, this dude got a golf hat on, probably chilling.
Well, that's the don't fucking get in my space position. The arms crossed, like I'm just here to get my food. I was doing the ice grill like toward the food, like the looking at the food, like what am I gonna get calculations in my head. Mm-hmm. And he just started talking, and I was like,
it's tough because sometimes like people. Like, I do this. If, like, the Jets are playing or the Knicks are playing or some shit, like, I'll throw a Knicks shirt on. Which, ultimately, I mean, like, you're wearing a golf hat. It does invite a conversation where, like, you know, I went out of my way to put a Jets shirt on a Sunday. So I'm sort of opening up myself to, like, if I go out for a sandwich, someone would be like,
yeah, you're right.
Oh, Jets are doing well right now. And it's just like,
yeah.
Fuck, man, I don't want to have a conversation, but it's like, so why'd you put the Jets shirt on, you know? But for you, it's like, you put the golf hat on probably because it was sunny or some shit, whereas, like, you do like golf. You do like talking about golf at sometimes. Like, he doesn't know if it's the right or wrong time to talk to you, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So
You're right.
You can't blame the dude.
No, I don't blame him, but, like, I don't know, it just felt weird because another aspect of it was that it was busy that day at the deli. And there were, like, a lot of people online, and nobody was saying anything.
So he should have known, just like...
So there were, like, 9 people in there online. Another, like, 3 or 4 people waiting for their orders behind. Dead silent. I walk in, fucking with the vibe hard. Like, oh, I fucks with this. Everybody's silent. They're getting their fucking food. Like,
just order and move.
Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's keep it's on some standard New York shit. That's standard New York shit. Anybody who knows New York, that's New York right there. Keep it moving.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm like, okay, I fucks with this. And then that dude, it just like, I walked in, stood there on some 100% mind my own business shit, and he just goes off like mid-conversation, and everybody hears us. I'm like, oh. And I was nice about it, I ran with it, but the whole time I was just feeling like awkward.
Yeah, that's a little.
And I'm also, I think I'm more antisocial in public then people would guess too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would rather, even on another level, be left alone. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people in general just want to go into their fucking spot, get a sandwich,
that
give
dude.
them.
That dude was
Yeah, no,
looking,
that's
he
true.
had the
My stepfather's
talkative-
like that. He wants to engage in that conversation.
And I would say that's an old school thing, because it kind of is an old school thing, but this dude was not old. He was like kind of my age, maybe even a little younger than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking
That's
tough.
the digital age, man. I feel like I'm one of those people who I'm just so because of what I do, and because I'm always on Twitter, and because my the amount of time I have to spend online all the time. It's like it's almost like when I go out, that's more when I'm not connected to people. I'm more connected to people when I'm online.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's more communication that I do with the world online
Yeah.
than I do when I'm out in public.
Yeah.
It's almost like when I'm out, I'm really getting away. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's easier to connect with people online because you can share a conversation over some topic or some shit or some tweet or something somebody said. Whereas in person, the shit is a little bit more forced, where it's just like, I'm going to have to like start this conversation with something, where it's just like.
Yeah, and you also know, online, everything comes as advertised. If somebody's following me on Twitter, they know what I'm about.
Yeah.
But if I meet some random person, maybe they're really fucking nice, but then you come to find out, 3 hours into knowing them, they're the head of the Republican fucking party in a nearby town, and you're like, oh, well, we're gonna despise each other now, are we?
Yeah, I feel like conversations shouldn't go for 3 hours to find like that much shit out. Like, it should just be like, oh, you're like, especially if you're just meeting the person. Like, it starts with some basic shit, and if they're cool, then maybe it leads to some other shit, and maybe down the road, once you start fucking them.
I was gonna throw in there once they start jerking you off, but you beat me to it, and you one-upped it.
Did you see the shit with Kevin Durant on Twitter? You did hear about it?
I was gonna ask you about that. I was gonna see if you read about it. I know he created like a fake Twitter account or something.
So supposedly he had like a fake Twitter account.
Mm-hmm.
So he said he has another Instagram account that he connects with his family and like friends with on. That's not like his main shit.
Right.
And then on Twitter, he has this alternative account that he goes on when people start bashing him or saying shit about him to like defend himself.
Oh my god.
So someone had tweeted something like, oh, why couldn't Kevin Durant do this shit in Oklahoma City or something like that? And he went on there and said like, as Kevin Durant, he forgot to switch his account, and it was like, Kevin Durant didn't like playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder, didn't like playing for Billy Donovan, who was the coach, and he could, like, outside of Russell Westbrook, he couldn't have won a championship with any of those cats or something like that, in like 3 different tweets.
Oh,
and then he tried to delete it, but like, you can't delete shit on Twitter.
You can't delete shit on Twitter. There's no way you could delete shit on Twitter.
Like, even instantaneously, your shit is done.
Yeah, because people just screen cap it when you did tweet it, and that's it.
So the whole night, people were trying to figure out like what excuses did he come out with, like somebody hacked my account and like this and that. But he came out the next day. He was at like some technology shit in San Francisco and was just like, I feel terrible. Like I have another account that I fucking go on and basically just like clap back at people.
I wonder why doesn't he just do it on his own account? Like, why does he feel like that's not okay?
Like, you would think you would think just the most basic shit, like just defend yourself. Like,
yeah, that's not difficult, and that's not controversial either. To be like, I guess maybe he doesn't want. Maybe if he's friends with some dudes from OKC,
yeah,
like if he's friends with fucking Ibaka or some shit, he doesn't want to.
Like, he said the coach's name, which he said was fucked up. Like, once you start bringing other people into it, it's a little fucked up, like.
That's true, but it's also like, if that shit is true, it's true, like, it probably is true. We couldn't win with those people.
Nobody takes responsibility for themselves. Like, some sports reporter guy tweeted today, was like, yeah, but that coach, like, you were up 3-1 on Golden State and lost in the Western Conference Finals. Like, that's not the coach. That's on you and Westbrook, like.
That's a good point too. Yeah, he just felt like he couldn't win, but he could have won, but he just felt like he couldn't win.
Yeah.
Because I remember
So,
that
like,
series. That series was crazy.
yeah. Clay
Series
Thompson
was
went
nuts.
crazy in one game in Oklahoma City where they came back and beat like the Thunder. But it's just mad funny. Like, why do you have another account that like you're so
He's
insecure
like
that
a
you have to like
superstar, and he's like signing out and signing into a different one to fucking defend himself. That's so goofy.
all these basketball players like have come out like Draymond Green on his Snapchat, like he sent a picture of like his dick, and the next day was just like, oh my account was hacked, this and that, and everybody was just
The
like,
fucking hacked account. The Ted Cruz thing.
like
You
come
saw the
on,
Ted
dude.
Cruz thing?
Oh, what did he do? He liked some porn video.
He liked a porn video, and it was the most fucking banal porn video ever. Like, woman walks in to see two people fucking, starts touching herself. I don't know if she eventually hops in on it too or something, but it's two blonde-haired girls, like just standard ass shit. But he liked it, and he sat in the likes for like 2 hours, which means he probably like nutted and then just fell asleep. And then he unliked it. And then the next day he comes out and he's like, yeah, you know, it was a staffer or something. Like, motherfucker, we know that shit is not true. We know it's not true. But then he also, he used to be the attorney general of Texas. And when he defended a dildo ban in Texas. So Texas had a ban on dildos. And he defended that ban. And in court he said, you don't have a right to stimulate your genitals. So here's this motherfucker who acts like he's family values, Mr. Christianity, Mr. Perfect Husband, and then there he is beating off all night long, of course.
I don't get like why even throw like on that shit? Like what?
Why
Does he
even
not
why even
know?
like it? You said?
Yeah, why even like it?
I think his hand slipped. That's happened to me before. My hand slips.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but thankfully it wasn't porn for me. But I wouldn't hide it either if it was porn.
That shit happens on Instagram sometimes. Like if you're scrolling back on photos from like '88,
Accidentally
you
like it.
fucking like
Man.
throw a click on that shit, and you're like, "Fuck!"
Didn't
Shit was
that
from like 90 weeks ago.
Didn't that happen with the Knicks coach?
Nick's assistant coach. I was just about to say
Assistant
Kurt
coach.
Rambis.
Didn't he tweet some shit that was like he liked something
like-
or he tweeted
I
something?
think he like
or...
retweeted like some Japanese porn something, and he did it like
Retweeting, it's
multiple
another level.
times,
That's a few times. That's good. That's funny.
and then try to come out and be like, yeah, that wasn't me. Like nobody's fucking hacking like
You
Kurt
know, man.
Rambis's Twitter's account.
Okay, I'm gonna make a weird point here, but I think it makes sense, so I'm gonna say it. I feel like this is one of those instances where, like, if Trump was caught in a similar thing like Cruz, he either wouldn't say anything about it, or he'd like semi-defend it.
Yeah, I think he would defend it.
Yeah, and like I like that more. Like it's such a bitch move to be like, "I'm sorry, we dealt with the staffer. Me, I'm Ted Cruz. Me."
Yeah.
Like why? No, fucking stop.
So you're gonna
'cause
throw
everybody
someone else
knows
under the bus? Yeah.
He's such a weaselly little prick.
Yeah.
Who? And there's a video of him back when he was in college talking about how, like, he was.
I
asking,
saw that.
You saw it, right? Like, what do you aspire to be? He's like, I aspire to be in a titty film. Yeah. It's like, you fucking loser. But we all know deep down he's still that gross hornball, and with his little pudgy body and his fake Christianity. Like, we all know what you are, bitch. But he has to hide it because he's a fucking politically calculating asshole. Whereas at least with Trump, if he got caught, you know, with some shit
Didn't
like
Trump
that.
retweet the like a golf swing hitting Hillary Clinton or something like that?
And I kind of defended him on that too because everybody was going too far, acting like it was the worst thing ever. Like,
Bro, why is he retweet? Like, what the fuck?
but the tweet above that was him saying like, we need to regulate the internet to stop ISIS or something. So he's like, you know, talking about taking away internet freedom. And the one below it was him calling Kim Jong-un Rocket Man and prodding a dictator.
yes.
Like, and so you have everything around that tweet is worse than that tweet. But the media was like, oh my God. And people try to pretend like this means he's advocating violence against women. No, he's not. He's fucking retweeting a stupid joke where he hits a golf ball at Hillary Clinton. Like, you could not like it, and I agree that it's not presidential. Like, that's him being a fucking toddler. But stop pretending like that's the worst thing he did. Because it's
That's
not.
true.
It's nowhere near it, and that's where all the focus of the media was on.
That's true.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, with shit like that, Trump will... I feel like he defends it, and that's one of the things where people breathe a sigh of relief, where other politicians always just cave and act like bitches. Whereas he's like, no, that's what I meant to say that. But, I mean, obviously with him it gets crazy when he doubles down on, like, stupid policy shit. Then it's the most maddening shit ever.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like, stupid things like this, when a politician doubles down, I don't get why people don't do that more. Because politicians have to realize the tide is turning. That the old school kind of politician that does shit like Ted Cruz did, where you blame it on your staffer, like, people hate that more than anything. You know?
Yeah.
Like, people
I feel like the only person who doubled down too much, which even to this point, it's just like we sort of know who he is just for who he is Anthony Weiner.
He didn't double down. He fucking...
He didn't?
No, he went back and forth like 8 times.
Oh, did he?
First, he pretended... initially, I think right in the aftermath, he doubled down and said it was fake or something. Mm-hmm. But then he apologized. Then he's like, okay, we got past it. And then he got caught doing the same shit like 8 more times. And he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. That guy's got issues, man.
Yeah, he does.
That guy's got issues. He's got issues where he's like addicted to... I don't know.
Just attention.
I don't know if it's just beating off with the girls that he talks to, because he doesn't fuck them.
But he was just a loser who wants attention from like these women. I feel like like
that too.
He wants
Carlos Danger was his online persona name. Like, dude, what the what? Look at you.
He's a fucking weirdo.
You were a congressman. He was a congressman, super powerful, and he creates an alter ego online, Carlos Danger.
That's
like,
so
you're
weird.
dangerous enough if you had the name Bob because you're a congressman trying to pick up chicks. Like, that's dangerous enough. No, I'm Carlos Danger.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
And he was still in the running until he did that shit like 5 more times, right?
Basically. He used to be, back in the day, a decent congressperson.
Yeah, he was pretty good, right?
Videos of him, like, fucking ranting against Republicans for crazy shit, and he was right in most of them, and then, he got caught doing this. And
you know what the funniest shit is with these hurricanes?
Nothing.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, true. But they can never fucking hire... it's scary as fuck that, like, they can see the storm coming, and then they do these, like, press conferences, like, a couple days before, and it's just, like, prep for, the worst and board up this shit. Like, that's just scary as fuck that something's about to happen. Like, your weather's fine now, but in a couple days, your shit's going to be all fucked up. Mm-hmm. That's scary, 1. But 2, they can never hire a fucking sign language person.
Oh.
There's always something fucked up with the sign language people.
I was just going to say... You're right. The dude... Did you see the one who was caught, who was lying?
So the first one I saw was like this dude in Miami who was doing it. Did you see this video?
Yeah, the one where he says bear, monster, and shit. Oh, no. Oh, that one. Yeah. I saw that one,
like,
too.
Killing it. I was like, this guy's
he was just like dancing or some shit. Yeah.
And like, so that shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah, that had me
But then
dying.
the bear pizza guy. Like, you can't fucking is there no interview process for that person?
That is kind of crazy, right? Because it shows you how incompetent some people are. Where, like, your whole job is to hire somebody who knows how to do sign language to save fucking people's lives, and the motherfucker is just making it up.
That shit, I feel like that shit happens all the time.
How did that guy even show up for work in that situation when you know that you don't know how to do it?
How does he get there? Like, how does he get credentialed? How does he get hired? Who the fuck, like...
You know what, man?
There's got to be one deaf person in the audience that's just like, yo, he's not... Excuse me, he's not saying anything.
Okay, so I have good news and bad news for people. The bad news is 90% of the world is bullshit. And, like, you can bullshit your way into any position.
That's true.
The good news is, the flip side of that is if you actually know what you're doing, you just keep showing up and you'll win eventually. You just keep showing up and you'll get the job or you'll get whatever it is. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
So that's the good news and the bad news. But, like, yeah, this example with this fucking guy, the sign language guys who just don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they keep getting hired. Like, yeah, that's the world is bullshit, and people like Trump is president, son. Trump is president.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is president. That goofy motherfucker is president. Like, if he bullshit his way to the White House, yeah, it's easy to see how a fucking fake sign language person just bullshit their way to be the sign language person for the state of Florida or whatever the fuck.
Well, we're all just dummies, and usually the people that are the ones in charge of letting you, access a certain area are just like big dumb security guards who are dummies also.
They're just regular people.
They're just regular people, and if you're confident, you walk past them and you're like, "Oh, I'm the sign language guy." Like, they weren't informed by their boss. Like, "Hey, the sign language guy is this guy with brown hair. He looks like this." There was a security guard with the Knicks when I worked there that didn't know what the owner, James Dolan, looked like. And when he fucking went down to try to get into his lounge,
oh my God,
the dude was pressing him because he didn't have like a badge or credential. And I wasn't by it, but like, I'm thinking if you're working the ground level at Madison Square Garden, know what the fucking owner looks like.
That's like your whole job. Who are you? That's
So I think the dude got fired. But like, if you're a sign language guy, or like you're just a TV reporter and you're trying to like go down to the floor of the garden or whatever, you just have a nice ass suit on and like, your hair is spiked up, you're looking good, clean shave. You say, "Hey, how you doing? Which way to the floor?" Like, "Oh, make a right down here." And it's like, "Oh, you got your credential?" It's like, yeah.
I left in the car, but I gotta go. Yeah. It's one. Yeah. People don't realize how far a suit goes.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if I put on for the show, I wear the jacket and the button-down shirt. That's fancy enough where people already start giving you the look of like, ooh, he might be important. But if you throw on a tie and you're wearing a suit and you are out in public, people think, is that motherfucker, he might be
an executive or something.
He might be a super powerful executive. He might be in politics. It might be an elected official that's high up. The distance a suit goes is preposterous.
Yeah.
And people, like the people in the government, it's crazy to think that the people in the government who are really running shit are really just regular people. Like, I had this family get together the other night, and we ended up somehow talking about North Korea. And, I had all my uncles were taking two different positions. One of them was crazy and was like, "Yeah, they should just take that fucker out." And I'm like, "What the fuck did you just say? Like, what did you just say, you crazy asshole? Like, if you do that, you do know Seoul, South Korea gets wiped off the map. Like, you're putting millions of lives in danger if you do something like that." And then my other uncle was like, "Yeah, no, what I would do is I would shoot down his test missiles to make a point. And then I would take out all non-essential people that are Americans from South Korea. So the military people stay in South Korea, but all U.S. tourists, all U.S. people there who are working, well, I'm going to pull them all out." And he's basically saying, like, trying to scare Kim Jong-un. And I was like, okay, but scare him into what? What do you want him to do?
He's already a fucking lunatic.
Like, what do you want him to do? What do you expect was he going to step down? Is that what he's going to do? He's going to fucking step down? Or he's going to give up his weapons? The only reason he has the weapons in the first place is because he feels like it's a deterrent to the U.S. So the whole reason he has it is to say, don't fuck with me. See, I got the weapons. You can't topple me. So, and I'm, of course, sitting there making the argument of, do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. He's all bark and no bite. He's only ever going to attack if he feels like you're going to attack him. But, like, in the middle of the conversation at one point, my uncle's like, the people in the government are having this exact same conversation we're having right now. There's somebody who's saying, go take that motherfucker out because he's not going to stop threatening us until you do it. There's somebody who's saying, no, but send a message. And there's maybe one person in the room going, don't do any of that. Like, that's the real conversation that's happening. And fucking low IQ Trump is sitting there going,
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the fuck to believe. He doesn't know what the fuck to do. And he's tweeting threats at this guy on a regular basis. It is a genuinely scary thought to think that the people running all this shit are just regular dudes having that conversation like I was having the other night.
That's what they said about this Dreamer shit. They were just like, I don't think when Trump decides something, he knows what the consequences really are.
No, for the Dreamer. In fact, I covered that story, that for the Dreamer thing, he really didn't have any idea what it was, which is why he dropped a lot of hints in the aftermath of that, where he said, like, oh, we'll revisit it in after a certain period, and don't worry about it. We'll come back to it. Or he was tweeting stuff like that. And I was looking at that like, what the fuck is he saying? And then the report came out a few days later that said, yeah, he didn't have any idea what he was doing. And after he did it, when people said, hey man, you just did this, this, and this, he was like, oh shit, what? And then he was like, no, we'll make some sort of a deal. We'll figure it out. So he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's making these huge decisions. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
That's wild. And
Yeah, man.
This motherfucker had on black pants with the blue jacket. Did you see that?
I did see that. I didn't give a fuck though.
You didn't care about that?
Nah, I didn't care about that because that reminded me of
But
when,
like he represents us. That shit looks sloppy as fuck. Like I saw that picture, I was like, that motherfucker looks sloppy. Like that shit looks sloppy.
Yeah, but they remember when they made fun of Obama for wearing the tan suit, and everybody was like, "Shut the fuck." Yeah, well, Obama wore a tan suit at some point, and like all the Republicans were going nuts and screaming like.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I remember when
like,
he had the mom jeans.
Mom jeans, yeah. I think I wore mom jeans for a really long time.
Dead ass? No, you.
Okay, so here's my dumbass question because I don't know about this stuff.
Yeah.
What exactly makes mom jeans? Like, what are mom jeans versus non-mom jeans?
I think there's different parts to it. One is they're sort of like just very straight at the bottom, like they're just like they're a little high. They're a little high waters. Two, I think like the ass is a little like cup rounded, a little like. The ass doesn't sit well on mom jean pants. It's like a little firm, and then they look too straight. They're not like fitted. Like they just look like Ken doll pants or some shit. Like just some generic very straight bell bottomy type of shit.
I think I've definitely worn mom jeans. I used to wear remember back in the day when baggier jeans were more popular.
Like how baggy? Like Janko baggy?
No, not that baggy, but like close to that. Like just baggier jeans, more fitted jeans. Because at a certain point, it switched back to tighter jeans.
Yeah. I mean,
but there was a period. There was a period where it was just baggy, like regular baggy. You remember that or no?
I think so. Yeah.
I fucked with those for the longest amount of time.
Baggy. Yeah. So then you weren't on a mom jean level if you were wearing baggy.
Well, I thought that baggy was semi-mom jean type.
No. Mom jeans is more skinnier.
Okay, because
it's a straight leg. It's a straight leg.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not baggy.
So like I eventually got off the baggy shit because I was forced to, because I was like the only person left wearing them, and I was like, "Fuck you guys for switching these rules every 3 minutes."
Yeah, but I think I had overalls at one point too.
Me too. I had them once, and it was ridiculous. But when I went to the now more tight jeans, I hate that because I have skinny legs.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody has skinny legs like me, those aren't flattering to wear tight jeans. It looks kind of ridiculous.
If there's a good fit. There's like it's tight enough but still loose enough that it wraps around the leg correctly. Like I fuck with my jeans a lot. And I'm gonna tell you, Old Navy has the fucking bombest jeans right now.
But your legs aren't like mine though. You got thicker legs than I do.
Yeah, I do have my legs are a little thick. Like, yeah, I guess.
So
yeah,
if
you have like different legs. Like you have like skinnier legs. Yeah.
So when you have skinny legs, it's like
you could find jeans that'll fit you good.
I'm sure the ones I have now fit me fine, but I'm just saying that I don't like the way it looks when I look in the mirror and I see how tight they are. And also, just to keep it real, it's not comfortable. Tight jeans, like I don't know how girls do it. Girls are always wearing some tight shit. And it's just like, that's got to be so uncomfortable. Yeah.
And I'm like, when I take my jeans off, they got to be good. Like, when you take off those tight spandex for a girl, they have to be taken out probably inside out. And that's the extra step where you got to turn them right side out again.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I have jeans now that are the more elasticy ones that are comfortable.
That's what Old Navy sells. They have like this elastic fitting form technology shit on the top.
Yeah, I have probably one pair of those, but I also have a pair of Banana Republic ones that are the same as that.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because they're the same company.
And those are the only ones I wear. Is because I hate the feeling of jeans. They're just so fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Who decided that that's the shit that we're all gonna wear? Why not wear sweatpants to like work?
I know.
Why didn't somebody say, "Hey, why the fuck are we doing this?" And just everybody wear sweatpants.
Yeah.
Or pajama pants.
Even suits to work, like, I mean, places have changed that now because it's just dumb. Like, you're just like fucking monkeys.
But to be fair though, suit pants are more comfortable than jeans. Way more comfortable.
Yeah, but
Because
like
they're
you bend
looser and
over
they're
or
nicer.
well, some aren't looser. Some are more tighter fitted. I've
Oh,
bent
that's
over
true. There are some.
dress
I
pants.
never wear the tight suit though. I wear a normal suit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes I wear like a tight suit and I bend over and I've heard like like a
Oh, you heard the rip.
yeah, and I'm like, fuck. And it wasn't like in my ass where I could see it. It was like somewhere I didn't know where it was.
Oh,
So I was like, fuck, this could be bad.
oh, damn.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I can't even tell you the last time I wore an official full suit because I'm usually wearing jeans. If I'm wearing, even place where like I've gone places where I probably should have worn a suit, but I just throw on the jeans and the sport coat and the button down.
Sport coat's fine. I don't think Mark Cuban ever wears a suit. He says like
I'm not a billionaire though.
Yeah,
He can wear whatever the fuck he wants because he owns everything.
that's very true.
So,
But you have a good look though with the sport jacket and the t-shirt. I fucked with that. I don't think I could pull that off.
Everybody can pull that off. It's just a simple thing. But what was it like? So you went to the U.S. Open recently, the tennis U.S. Open.
Yeah.
And I tweeted it the other day. You ended up somehow getting a picture with John Kerry, the former Secretary of State. So
I was walking out the fucking I was walking out the venue because he was going, I think, to see Venus Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And like I spotted him right away. Like one dude stopped him to take a quick picture, and then he like kept he was walking directly towards me. I was like, let me get a picture with this dude. So I was like, hey, can I grab a picture real quick? And he's like, I gotta get into the match. I was like, I'll be real quick. And then he took it, and I was like, thank you, sir. And he's like, yeah, you're welcome. Like he was sort of cool about it, but his face just looks like fucking mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
like
Frankenstein.
This shit is weird.
He was almost president.
That's what I'm saying. Like
he was almost president.
That so many people voted for like this old. Like it's weird that so many people vote for these old ass fucking people to like be our president. Like what? Like why isn't there? That's why nowadays
36-year-old dude
and younger, like social media age shit. Like that's why The Rock or somebody could probably win a presidency.
Fuck The Rock.
Telling you, dude, these guys have like 100 million fucking.
No, I know, but it's just sad that like that's the only reason. Is because like he's a Hollywood actor and he's got a zillion followers.
It's a fucking popularity contest now. Like who used to win the fucking like high school president shits and homecoming kings and all this shit was just the popular kids. Like it would never be like a fucking.
Yeah.
If there was an actual person in high school who was like, I really think that classes shouldn't be this long, and we should get out at this time, like someone with some actual shit, like there would probably be some people like, oh, that guy makes sense. Well, he's a fucking loser.
Nah. I'm more optimistic than you because people have real fucking problems where like they can't pay their fucking medical bills and their kid has student loan debt coming out their asshole and they haven't had a raise in fucking 8 years. People have real problems, and I think that it trivializes it when we just kind of throw up celebrities and say, you'll vote for this one, right? Like, remember that movie he was in with Vin Diesel? Yeah. Whereas if you have somebody who's serious, who's talking about issues that really matter to them, that they'll say, yeah, I'm going to vote for this person. Which is why nobody knew who the fuck Bernie Sanders was, and he went from nobody knowing him to winning 22 states and getting 47% of the vote in the Democratic primary with the DNC rigging it against him and with the media shitting on him the entire time. And he was able to beat somebody who was already an A-list celebrity who was fucking coronated from day one, Hillary Clinton. So I feel like when you give people the option of, hey, here's a person who actually gives a shit about you and like is going to fight for the right things, the people will vote for that person.
It's still just strange to me because even John Kerry was someone that like I think I was even like, who the fuck is this guy? Like he was a nobody type guy, right?
Well, he was. He
just
was
had
always
mad
in
money.
politics. He was a senator, I think. Senator.
Yeah,
Kerry?
from Massachusetts or something, or maybe a governor, or he was something from Massachusetts.
Romney was a governor in Massachusetts. Romney was a governor. I think he was
a
senator.
I think Kerry. Yeah, but he was Massachusetts too, though, right?
Yeah, but I thought he was senator or not governor.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I don't know if he was senator or governor. You probably know better, but I think I looked him up and it was Massachusetts something.
Yeah, but he almost won the presidency in 2004. He almost beat
I know,
Bush
that's what
in
I'm
2004.
saying. Like,
it's kind of crazy.
But he was like he wasn't anybody that anybody really knew, right?
Well, in the political world, people knew him. Outside of the political world, people didn't know him.
And
then he became Secretary of State. He was just Secretary of State before
yeah, that's
Hillary.
true.
Yeah.
Did he do a good job? People like him?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. All I know is he pissed me off when he kept. Oh, he did a good job on the Iran deal. He did a good job on the Iran deal. He helped draft the Iran deal, which is huge.
Okay.
But he pissed me off with Syria because he was pushing for intervention in Syria like crazy. So he's a mixed bag, I guess. He's always been kind of a mixed bag. He's a little too much of a corporate Democrat, but that's why he lost to Bush, because he was trying to be Republican light in that election.
So he ran against Bush's
2004.
second term?
Bush's second term. Al Gore was the first one.
Yeah,
Second one was John Kerry.
And Kerry almost won?
Yes, but he didn't, and that's pathetic.
How did Bush win that second one?
That's the thing. Well, a lot of it was war. They made a big thing about what are you going to do? You're going to vote this guy out in the middle of a war? You obviously have to let him finish the war. I mean, he's trying to protect us from 9/11. So a lot of that happened. But who else? Did you see any other celebrities at the U.S. Open? Because there were a lot of them there.
There were mad celebrities. Phil Jackson, I saw.
Okay, but you've seen him before.
Yeah, I've seen him before. Yeah. I saw on TV your boy Tiger Woods. So it was funny because I was watching. I didn't see him inside the venue, but I saw him on TV, and they showed him first on ESPN. I don't think he knew he was on camera, and he looked fucking bad. Like he was like.
He looked bad as in high, you said, right?
He looked like he was on some drugs, and like he looked very paranoid. Like he didn't want to be seen type of shit, which is just like...
He's always been like that, paranoid.
Like don't go to the fucking U.S. Open if you like... So like his first was like he was like looking to his left and his right and like shaking his head a little bit. And it was noticeably bad where I had said to someone, I was like, yo, that's Tiger Woods. And he looks like he's still on some shit. And they were like, yeah, he did look really bad right there.
Oh, shit.
And then they went back to him like 15 minutes later. And he like was sort of smiling, like he was clapping a little bit. I think he's friends with like Nadal.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me because Nadal doesn't really speak that well of like English.
That's probably why Tiger doesn't like people who talk.
Like they're probably Nike friends that at one point they were both in their prime were probably banging chicks and stuff like that. And like Nadal probably
each other.
Probably fucked each other. And Nadal probably hooked him up with some Spanish chicks or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Got his balls.
But yeah, definitely by Nadal. So the second time he looked more with it. I think he realized so he might have gotten a text from his advisor or some shit like, yo, they just put you on ESPN. Make sure you're always smiling now or some shit. Like
when he got caught. I don't know if you've seen the tape, his tape where he was caught high off his balls.
Yeah, it was sad.
Super high. It is a sad video because there's no way he should have gotten behind the wheel. That's fucking crazy. He got behind the wheel.
But the fact that he was stopped on the side of the road still was just like, what happened to get to that point? He was driving for a little bit.
Yeah, his fucking tires were blown out because he was crashing into shit and whatnot.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. He really should not have been on the road. That was endangering people, 100%. But
what's fucked up is he was somewhere that people saw him because he's Tiger Woods, and someone let him get in the car. Well, I think it
might have been his restaurant is where he was.
Oh, really?
He opened a restaurant recently. He might have been at his restaurant, and so when he left, he's like the boss, and nobody's going to be like, hey, boss, don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But it is still kind of crazy because he was zonked out of his fucking mind. Like, it might be a situation where even if you're somebody who's like a busboy or something, you got to be like,
yeah, I'll drive you or something.
Something. But he bought out the wing of a rehab, and he went to the rehab. Now, the story was he went because the court, I think, said you're going to lose custody of your kids if you don't, basically.
Oh, did they? Oh, yeah. I thought he went on his own.
No.
Wow.
It was one of those things, and it might have been still even another level of the image rehabilitation. Like, remember when he got caught fucking every woman on the planet, and then he had to give an apology speech, which is the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. So it might be one of those things too, where the corporate people were like, Tiger, you have to do this because we gotta keep making money.
Yeah.
So he bought, but I found it interesting that he bought out the wing, because if you buy out the wing, what you're saying is, yeah, I'm going to get better when nobody else is fucking around to witness it. Because usually when you go to one of these rehabs, they have you with a bunch of other people who are recovering.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's like, no, we're doing this shit on our own, which makes me think that he was like, yeah, I'm recovering, and he's gonna still, keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah, usually when there's more people there, I mean, like, from what I've seen on fucking TV shows and shit, it's just like you hear their stories, and it's just like, it helps you.
Yeah. I
can't fucking help you if you buy out the whole fucking shit and it's just like, just you, like.
And that's what he was doing, which is probably why he kept popping the pills, but he was on some crazy shit. He was on a lot of shit. There was a report that came out a little later. He had like 4 or 5 pills in his system. Like, it's probably good he got caught.
After the treatment?
No, when he was that night. Yeah. So it's probably good he got caught, because he was on a bad path, man. He was becoming like, those stories, all those comedians who like top of their game and then they taking drugs and then they OD or some shit. Like, that could have happened to him.
That celebrity world is no fucking joke, man. That shit gets people.
Yeah. Especially when they get into from when they're kids, from when they're really young.
Oh yeah.
Then they're really like, because it's
the only
wheels
person
off
I just saw. Point. I just saw an interview with Jake Gyllenhaal. I didn't know he started so young with.
Oh, I didn't know it either. I didn't know until right now. Until you said it right now.
He started he was a kid actor.
Look at Bieber. Look at what happened to Bieber. He used to be like the cute little kid singing the songs or whatever. And then at a certain age, he's like, yeah, I'm going to drop that identity and I'm going to be the badass guy. I'm going to be the guy who drives like 120 miles an hour on a residential street in California. I'm going to be the guy who fucking pops pills and drinks, what's it called? Lean. Drink lean all the time.
What the fuck's lean?
Lean is the medicine that's got like codeine in it or whatever. So it's like, like alcohol and codeine or something like that. Like I don't know if it's alcohol in there too, but whatever. That's what Lil Wayne drinks all the time, and he had like seizures and shit.
I know they like this sipping on that scissor.
Well, scissor is similar, I think.
Oh, okay.
I remember that song. Sipping on some scissor.
Yeah, sipping on some scissor.
And what's the other one that we used to listen to all the time? The ass shaking songs. Obviously, Juvenile backed that ass up. But what's the other one?
When I used to be like driving on my Jimmy, see if I'm
No, that's a different Juvenile song. I'm thinking of the ass shaking songs. There was the Juvenile one, obviously.
There's like shake that ass.
Watch yourself. That's mystical, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Every song has like shake your ass.
No, chicken head. Is that the one?
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, bark, chicken, bark, chicken head. But that doesn't have shake your ass in it.
No,
probably at some point in the song it does.
There's another one that you told me about that I put on like the CD from back in the day when we used to burn the CDs. That I was like, this is gonna be my rap like one, and I had Lil Wayne, Juvenile. What's 504 Boys?
Oh, they had Wobble Wobble.
Wobble Wobble, that's it. That's the one that you told me.
You were like, shake.
You were like, you got to add the Wobble Wobble to that, and I was like,
that's a banger.
All right, let me do that, and then it fit perfectly with like the theme of the.
Hell
it was
yeah.
like just 8 ass shaking songs back to back to back to back to back.
I just put that on my Pandora at the gym. Was I was gonna do Lil Wayne, and then it was like recommended. It was just like Southern hip hop, and it had a picture of Juvenile on the cover. I was just like, hell fucking yeah!
That's
put
perfect.
That shit on. It started with like some slow. It started with like slow motion. I was just like, nah, I need hooder than that, and I need
skipped it.
Yeah, skipped it. I don't know what. I think it hit me with some Master P shit. It was just like
that's good.
I think it hit me with like the make 'em say.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay. I was like, this works right now.
Something like that'll work for a gym session.
Hell
like
yeah.
You want to hear something like that.
Hell yeah.
I'm more like an R&B guy, but you can't do that when you're working out. You gotta have rap.
Music's important. Like I was gonna put on the Pandora, and then I went into this spin class on the bike, which was fucking awesome, by the way. And he was rocking out to some music, but again, we spoke about this. The shit was loud, and it was just like some Beyonce shit or something like that. And I was like, "Fuck yeah, like let's go!" I was like sweating.
Man. Oh, and also just
like
real quick
shit.
On that name, I still don't get why they call it that. Like just call it cycling. Like they call it spin class. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
For the longest time, I didn't even know what that was.
spinning.
And one day, my sister was like, "I went to spin class." I was like, what the fuck is spin class? I pictured people like with hula hoops spinning. And she's like, no, you jackass. It's fucking bicycling. I was like, oh, then why not call it cycling or biking? Like, why do they fucking call it spin class? I don't get it.
I think there might be something different with spin class because there's some crazy bikes that like the back tires spin or some shit like that.
Okay.
This was just a regular bike. So
but let me ask you, you don't feel like you get a big leg workout when you do that? Because that's the reason I stopped biking is because I do the treadmill now. I don't bike because the biking, I felt like I was getting more of a leg workout than a cardio workout.
I do, but then like, so I'll put my head down and I'll like sort of sway back and forth. I feel mad old and fucking weird. Well, like I sort of like sway my body back and forth, so at least it feels like my upper body's moving a little bit.
Okay, but you don't feel like it's a leg workout when you're done?
No.
Like,
I get done and like my whole shit is sweaty.
Okay.
And it's like it's right now for me. It's like enough. Like it was like I jumped into the class a little late, but it was like still 35 minutes of like just like biking, and I was sweating and I stood up a little bit, and it wasn't too like strenuous, and I was done, and I was like, all right, this was good.
Yeah. Back in the day, we did a lot more with just playing ball. There was a lot more than that.
That shit was awesome. That's the best workout.
You can't get like a pickup game over there?
They have a gym, but it's just like there's too many kids in there and like
yeah, you want to be that guy.
Yeah, there's like confrontation. It's just like
really?
Well, it's just like annoying little high school kids and then like some fake hood kid and then like some other kid that's just his friend is playing and he's on his phone like
yeah, you don't want to talk
yo do that move you did the other day when you fucking crossed that dude up, and I'm just like you shut the fuck up. You know those people like that just go to the park with their friends
yeah, you don't want
to
because that's the whole thing, like to talk to everybody and then eventually they're going to want you to know their name because you'll probably be there at the same time and you're like, I don't want to learn your name. I don't have any room in my head for your name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, we're here on Thursday nights if you want to come through at 6:30. It's like, no.
I don't want to know you.
Yeah, I'll just come. And if people are playing ball, I'll play.
Yeah.
Who else? I saw Tommy Hilfiger I saw at the US Open.
I wouldn't know him if I saw him.
See, I don't know why I know him.
I would know what he looks like if I saw him. Tiny dude. Wife is like a supermodel fucking like blonde chick. There had to be like a crazy number of celebrities there.
There was a lot. Shit. Bill Gates was there.
Bill Gates, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He could buy
I think Leonardo DiCaprio was there one day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't see him.
I know somebody. I know somebody who I used to work with who partied with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really?
Yeah.
That's probably
back when I worked at the car dealership. Remember the guy?
I think I know the one who was the model.
Yeah.
He partied with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, he would always. He's like a star, fucking obsessed kind of guy, and like since he was a model, no matter how low level it was, like he was able to get into those like crowds and go to the same clubs as these people because he knows other models. Like if you know other like one fucking Victoria's Secret female model and he's friends with that person, then he can go to all the places she goes to. And then, of course, Leonardo DiCaprio loves fucking Victoria's Secret models. Yeah, and so he gets to meet him through that and stuff. And it's like, really? You were partying with fucking Leonardo DiCaprio? That's crazy.
Did he say it was fun? Like, did he have any stories on it?
Just that he smokes his e-cigarette all night. That's all he said, is that he smokes his e-cigarette all night. And he actually, again, he's in all these same fucking clubs as these crazy big-time celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
He said Usher hits on anything that moves.
Damn, so maybe that shit is true about Usher and him and that big-ass chick.
He said that a girl that he was with in the group turned down Usher. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, yeah, a girl I was with that was in the group with us turned down Usher. There's
gotta be some shit.
I'm like, come on, man. I don't believe that. Like, you're talking about a guy.
Turn down Usher if that motherfucker hit him.
If he made a move, you'd be like,
yeah,
it's a story. Whatever. It's fucking Usher.
I would do it.
Mm.
Who else would I see? I don't know. There was a lot of celebrities out, but tennis isn't my thing. I can't really get behind tennis. Like, people are like, "Oh, how was it? You were at the final." Like,
yeah, because you don't give a fuck about it. I'm not a tennis person either. But that being said, if you wanted to play tennis, I'd be down to play tennis because that'd be a good workout.
Yeah,
that'd be a real good workout. I'd like that.
Yeah, tennis was cool. I don't know. I mean, it was cool. There was a lot of fucking just people from different countries there, which was cool, man. Like, so one of the jobs I had to do was like work at one of the stores there, and like we had this thing outside the store which was sort of like big, so people wanted to take a picture in front of it. So I sort of organized like, if you wanted a picture, I would take your picture in front of it, and like mad people started lining up, and at one point I had a huge ass line, and like. Sounds cheesy, but it felt like on some like Ellis Island shit. Like every time I would, like someone would hand me their phone, it would be like an Indian dude, and then like a black dude, and then like a white lady would come up, and like a mad
what
rich
was the
white
thing
lady
they wanted
would
us
come
to
up.
get the picture in front of?
It was like a fucking Wilson W.
Okay. Was there something special about it or no?
No, like I was holding a giant tennis ball, and they would stand in front of it and take the picture. So like it was nothing, but like it was free. And like everything else you had to do inside the thing like cost money. Mm-hmm. And like just people from other countries just want a picture in front of some shit. Like
oh, here I am at the U.S. Open with a big tennis ball.
That's all it was. And like
maybe they thought you were like super duper famous.
I was actually working with this one kid who was like trying to be an actor in New York or something like that. And like he was like a perfect tennis height. And he was like tan, good looking dude, and he had like a I think it was sort of like a man bun.
Oh, he was wearing the tennis fucking outfit too.
But like he had like shorts and like a work shirt on. But he put like a visor on, and then they gave away this bandana, and he put it on his wrist. So some dude just walks up to him, some like Spanish dude, because the kid spoke Spanish. He said to him in Spanish, was like, "Can you sign this for me?" Like had no idea who the guy was. He signed it, and then the guy hands me his phone and was like, un photo. And like he had me take a picture of him and the guy. And I was like,
I've been to some golf events.
What was that?
I've been to some golf events, and there's always a few people there who dress up like the pros.
I believe it. And
it'll be like 96
for an autograph
degrees.
Or some shit.
No, not at the golf events, because people know that motherfucker's not a golfer, not a pro golfer, even though they try to look like it.
Surprised, man. People are fucking dumb. People will line up for shit they don't even know what the fuck is being handed out. If you see a line with like 10 people on it in an hour, that line will have fucking 100 people on it.
Maybe.
Just because
right.
Like you could, I'm telling you, people line up for shit they don't know what it is. Every day they gave away, like Emirates Airline gave away some fucking like straw hat that was probably cost them like $1, but it would be first 100 people. Every morning that fucking line would have at least 100, 200 people on that shit.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
Fucking straw hat that like you could just get at like the dollar store or some shit.
I've seen people, so it was like 95 degrees outside and people walking around in the long pants, the golf pants, because they have to wear pants. And everybody, I'm looking at them like, oh, come on, man. You're that guy.
Why do you think they do it?
Because they want fucking attention and they don't know how to get it any other way. It's like, I'm going to wear the long pants and make people think I'm a pro. Yeah. But I haven't seen it work yet. I mean, maybe I'm wrong and there are some people, but I haven't seen it work yet.
Weren't there a lot of people at golf events, like back when Tiger was on his shit, like they wear red to the event on Sunday?
Oh, yeah, but if they're just doing, like, I feel like when people do that, they're mostly just doing it to try to wear, like, if you go to a Knicks game and wear a Knicks jersey, it's like the same shit. They're just saying, like, I'm on Team Tiger type thing.
So that's more normal.
Yeah, that's a lot more normal. I'm actually going to the President's Cup soon. There's this thing called the President's Cup. Where you
that's like Europe versus U.S.,
No,
right?
that's the Ryder Cup is Europe versus the U.S. President's Cup is the U.S. versus the international team, and the international team is people from all around the world. And I'm going to that because that's actually pretty close. It's in just over the bridge in New Jersey. It's happening soon, so I'm going to go to that one day, and that should be a lot of fun.
That'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah. Maybe I should wear the pants and pretend to be a pro.
You could probably pass for a pro if you were walking around with your hat and glasses on and like a nice golf shirt.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, people are fucking dumb, man.
Maybe. Like, I think Tiger Woods is going to be an assistant captain and he'll be there. I should wear the fucking their color scheme because they have uniforms because it's a team event. If I wear their color schemes and I stand next to Tiger in my glasses and I'm like, Tiger, it's time to go, and like start walking. He'd be like, "Who are you?" And I'll be like, "Oh, and then you make some shit up.
Yeah,
I'm Jordan Spieth's cousin." I could pass for that. Jordan Spieth's a generic white dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like, Tiger, here, take these drugs. He'd be like, what?
I got Xanax $5. Xanax $5. I got Vicodin $8. Vicodin $8.
It's sad that he's never gonna. He's not gonna be back. Like, I don't think there's a happy ending to his shit.
So I've resolved to, at a certain point, I decided I'm never gonna make predictions for Tiger Woods, and here's why I did that. Because I did for the first 8 years of Tiger Woods, and every one I was wrong. So I just said I'm not doing this anymore because I was wrong every single fucking time.
Yeah.
Let me try to remember some of them. Oh, remember in 2008 when he won the U.S. Open on a broken leg?
Yeah.
Even saying that just sounds ridiculous, but it actually happened.
That shit is wild. He used his fucking golf club as like a crutch, right?
Was literally, after shots, he would be wincing. And then you heard the day after the U.S. Open, he was having surgery that day because he had a fucking broken, I don't know what it was, ligament or some shit in his leg. No, you don't break a ligament, I don't think.
Tibula or some shit.
Yeah, he broke something that was preposterous. That it's crazy he played on that. But he had a putt on the 18th hole that was 15 feet. And my buddy was like, you think he makes it? I was like, no. Because he's made every one of these in his fucking career. There's no way you keep making it. And then he fucking made it. And I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. Because every time I was like, nope, he's not going to win this. Nope, he's not going to win. Anyone.
Yeah.
And so at a certain point, I was like, I'm just done fucking predicting. Because anything that a normal human would have, done what I predicted, he didn't do. So, but in all seriousness, it would be the best comeback ever if he.
It would.
Because he's had 4 back surgeries. And
all this extra shit.
Exactly. So, and there was I think it was Bobby Jones who got in a car accident. He's a golfer from way back in the day, famous golfer. He got in a car accident and couldn't walk for a while, and then got his function back, and then won after that. But I honestly think this might even beat that.
Yeah, I think it has to. Besides the back surgery, which is OD.
Yeah.
The scandals and the fucking drugs and how the video came out and just how he's close to the major record and he was the best golfer. If he won another major, would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He definitely probably plans to come back, right?
He is, yeah. When he flirted in 2015,
he was close in the Masters, right?
He was pretty close in the Masters, but in 2015 he played in he added a tournament to his schedule at the end of the year because he didn't make the playoffs. So he added a tournament which was the last tournament to enter. He had to win that tournament to get into the playoffs. Okay? And there were really no signs of him playing well other than that the Masters was the one time he played well because he always seems to play well at the Masters. But every other tournament he sucked. So he gets to that tournament and he has to win to get into the playoffs. Son, he got the lead in the second round. And Twitter fucking broke.
Really?
That shit, they went nuts. He ended up losing the tournament, but what would happen on social media if he were to win again?
Oh, it'd be crazy.
Forget it. That should be done.
You remember my fucking wedding day? Some dude shot the lowest score ever or some shit.
Yeah.
And we just looked up and we're just
that was the.
I think you were this is sort of big. What's happening?
So we were
at the bar. Just
a bunch of us were drinking because we had a long wait or something.
Yeah.
We had just done some rehearsal shit, and then there was a long wait.
Mm-hmm.
And
we
were
moved
all
from the locker
there.
room up to the bar.
We went from the locker room up to the bar. It was at a golf course actually too.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked oh, could you turn on the TV and flip to
Did you even ask, or was it just
I think I did.
Yours?
I think I was
okay.
you mind turning on the TV or whatever, and they turned it on, and I think it was already on that channel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And right when he turned it on, it was the last putt, and the putt was for 57, which is the lowest score by 2 strokes ever shot, and it was Jim Furyk who was putting for it. He missed that one, and then he made the putt for 58. I was like, what the fuck? Because 59 was the lowest score ever shot on the PGA Tour in tournament golf forever. Since golf started. And okay, so for example, comparing a 59 in golf to a perfect game. in pitching a perfect game. Perfect game happens way more often than shooting a 59.
It's like 100-point game in basketball. Like someone like Chamberlain, I think had the most with 100.
It's equivalent to a 100-point game. That's basically what it is. Because there's only been Chamberlain was the only person who did a 100-point game, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So maybe it's more like Kobe Bryant's 81 points.
Okay.
Or maybe it's like 85 points. Because I think there's like 4 or 5 people who did it in history. Out of
Still fucking wild.
And actually when you do the math on it, they did the number. I forgot exactly what the numbers were, but they were literally
rarer for that.
Millions of rounds of golf, like professional rounds, and it 5 rounds were 59, and I turned it on and he shot 58. And I was like, what the fuck happened here, man?
Yeah, I remember that shit. I was just like, this, because I didn't know anything. I was like, this is a big deal. You're like, this is a fucking big deal.
It was huge. It was huge. That still stands to this day. Nobody's beating it. Nobody's gonna beat it. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe eventually somebody will shoot 57.
Yeah, I feel like at some point everything gets broken.
And Jim Furyk, the guy who shot it, he also shot a 59. He had shot a 59 and he shot a 58. He shot a 59.
He's a stud. He's a good player.
He's a beast. And the thing that's awesome about him that gives a lot of regular golfers hope is that he hasn't hit it far. He's one of the shortest hitters on the PGA Tour. He doesn't drive it a million yards like Bubba Watson or Dustin Johnson or Tiger in his prime. He hits it nowhere. I hit it further than Jim Furyk.
Really?
Yes, but I would lose to him by fucking like 15 strokes.
Yeah, but you can still fucking tell him he fucking hits like a little bitch.
I'd still fuck his wife, but that's irrelevant.
So what's that thing you retweeted? The silver play button from YouTube. Do you have one of those?
Oh yeah. So that guy's the Humanist Report. He does a similar show. He does news and politics and posts all the clips and stuff. He's been doing it for a while now. And he passed 100,000 subscribers a while back. And when you pass 100,000 subscribers, you have to go on YouTube and claim the silver play button. The silver play button is if you pass 100,000 subscribers, they send you that. And it says the name of your channel, and it says you passed 100,000 subscribers. And yeah, there's not many.
Did you claim your shit?
What?
Did you claim?
Yeah, so I passed 100,000 a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then for a long time, I was like, why didn't I get my fucking play button? Why have I not gotten it? And then I realized, like, fucking 2 years after, like, I have to claim it. Like, I have to go into my YouTube channel in this weird fucking place and click, like, yes, I would like my play button. And then they sent it. So I had, like, fucking 280,000 subscribers by the time I got my 100,000 play button. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, at least I got it.
You have over 500,000 now, right?
No, I have. We're gonna be 500,000 soon. Yeah.
Do they do fucking gold or some shit for that?
They do gold, I think, for $1 million. You don't get anything for 500,000.
Oh.
You get 100,000 is silver, and then gold, and I think there's a platinum one.
It's crazy still.
For like 10 million or something. It's some ridiculous. Yeah, I think there's 3.
And they have an award show for
they do like the Webbies and the Streamies and shit, but I don't. It's one of those things like it's with anything else. I think there's a lot of politics that goes into it.
Oh, is there?
So you have to like either know
kiss
people who set it up and kiss the right asses, or you have to lobby for it. Like I would have to go on my show every day and be like, "Hey, everybody, vote for me in this thing," and I just don't care enough.
Yeah,
I don't care enough.
But are they big? Are they big on like the online world? Because I feel like that should be like a big time award show that like
they're not big yet. But then again, anything done
picks up.
Anything done on YouTube is like kind of sneered at by mainstream media. So it's even if it became a big thing, it'd still be scoffed at. Like even if everybody started taking it 100% seriously, the media would still be like, you don't count for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So. But, yeah, it'd be nice to win it, but I want to win it without doing any of the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To win something. So, I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm sure people listening right now know a lot more about internet awards than I do. So
yeah, no, I've never seen anything, but I feel like it's such...
No, it is. There's Webbies and there's Streamies.
Okay.
I know those are 2 of the names, and I don't know the rest of them. But so, you guys make me win something. Thank you.
Yeah, do that shit now.
Please make me win something. Thanks.
You heard about this show I just watched, Ozark?
No, never heard of it.
It's with Jason Bateman. You know Jason Bateman, right? He usually does like funny shit. I can't
I
think of
don't,
something.
but I'm sure if I saw
He's
his
from that
face, I'd
movie
know.
with Ryan Reynolds where they switch like bodies.
I'd have to see him, but I'm sure once I see him, I'd know.
Yeah, I can't think of what anything
It's
he's
not the guy
from.
from I Love You Man that movie I Love You Man.
No,
No,
he's not
okay.
in I Love You Man. Well, whatever. It's like a Netflix show. It's like one season. It was pretty good.
You watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I made it through the whole shit like this weekend. I was just like sitting watching. It was like 10 episodes, hour long.
So what's it about?
He is like a finance guy, and he somehow is laundering money for like the drug cartel.
Oh wait, this isn't the new season of Narcos? This is
No,
oh,
but
okay.
all shows fucking blend together. It's part of
Yeah,
the
it's
same
like so.
shit.
There's drugs, and then this happens.
There's drugs and there's this guy and he
Yeah.
fucking does shit with drugs. But he's like a normal guy from Chicago and like he started laundering money for this drug cartel and his partner was like stealing money from the guy. So he had to move. So I don't want to give it all away, but like before he was about to get killed, his boy who got killed by the guy, like earlier in the day gave him some brochure for this weird place in Wisconsin or Iowa or some shit called Ozark is the name of the place. It's like a getaway summer water place that is good for transporting drugs or some shit. So he was about to get killed by the guy, and he was like, no, we can move to Ozark and this and that. So he's living in Ozark, this like weird like towny spot, and he has to like launder the money and like I don't know. He fucking like has to meet with like the weird towny people from Ozark and
That
figure
sounds
out their
interesting.
businesses.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it was pretty cool.
Netflix does some good stuff, so I would
Yeah.
trust them in the same way I kind of trust HBO that whatever they put out is going to be pretty good.
Although none of my fucking shows won any Emmys. I was hoping like Better Call Saul won some shit.
Again, dude, there's a lot more politics that goes into that than people realize. You know, like it's
Yeah.
not always like, oh, we're just gonna go with the best thing. A lot of it's bullshit. Like what's this? I remember I learned about all this when I saw like a documentary on what's that guy's name who died who played the Joker, Heath Ledger. His name.
Oh
I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, Heath Ledger.
He didn't win anything when he was alive.
Yeah.
He had knocked like 3 or 4 performances out of the fucking park, and he didn't win shit.
Look at
And come to find
DiCaprio,
out-
never won shit for mad long
Well,
until
come to
like
find out that
revenue.
the reason why people don't win that, like oftentimes don't win shit for a long time, is because these are people who are really good actors, and they don't realize that they actually literally have to go and
Play the
kiss
game.
ass. That's the only way you win it, is you have to kiss ass on top of doing some good shit. So
Jamie
Heath
Foxx
Ledger
spoke
never
about that
did
on
it.
a podcast. He was, I think for Ray, he like there sort of was some buzz that he was going to get nominated and could potentially win, and he was like he talks that like he went to Miami and started fucking up and he was drinking and just being himself, and then I think like Oprah and like Prince sat him down and were like had an intervention like you're fucking this up, like you got to do this type of shit if you want to win the Oscar. And he was like, so I had to do this shit for a little bit where I, went
so
to the
stupid.
shows and this and that. And then he won for his
It's so
Denzel.
stupid. Like,
the only
just-
shit he won was fucking Training Day.
No,
and
I
he's
think
been
he
in-
won a few now, right? Did he
Oh,
win
has
2
he?
now, I think he won
Did
2
he win
now.
for something else?
I think so. I
Probably.
could be wrong, but I think he did. But yeah, that's the line from the Jadakiss song. Why did Denzel have to be crooked before he took it? Because he had done like 8 roles already that were like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, really? You're not going to nominate him for any of the other fucking amazing things he did, or he's not going to win for him?
So fucking stupid. You have to fucking like showcase yourself to win some award that like if you're good, you should just win it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should just be totally on merit. But speaking of shows, I started watching Boardwalk Empire. You ever seen
Really?
that?
I feel like that wasn't even on your fucking list.
It is. It was on my list, and it's probably the last one that's like super top tier, top rated one that's on my list.
Oh, really?
Like that. When I say that, I mean like that's if you go read articles or lists of top
Is that
50
just-
shows of all time, it's like in the top 10.
Yeah, I heard. I
consistently.
mean, that one is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, Steve-
Is that just gangsters in?
Yeah, it's so it's 1920s Atlantic City.
Okay.
And it's based on this guy called Nucky Thompson or Enoch Thompson, who was like a crooked politician that lived in Atlantic City and like ran Atlantic City. And like it has a lot to do with corrupt politicians and also like the mafia because it happens during the Prohibition era.
Okay.
So like it's when alcohol's banned, and so these guys are kind of orchestrating bringing in all the alcohol and shit. And it's about what's going on with them. and I'm on season 3 so far. It's pretty good to
Oh
this point.
shit! How many seasons are there?
I think 5.
Oh, so you're making your way,
I made a
way
good
downtown.
dent in it. Yeah, I made a good dent in it.
And the series is over now, or there's still more
It's
seasons?
done. They're done.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I don't like watching anything now where I gotta watch it live.
Yeah.
Because it's just too much, man. To follow it every week, and then you gotta wait every week. When you binge watch something, you can just go.
Yeah.
Just go until, okay, I'm tired, I gotta sleep now. And then next time you have time to watch them, just watch as many as I can. You know?
There's one I think that my sister's watching. It's like it's in Baltimore. In Baltimore?
The Wire.
The Wire. Yeah. Have you seen
watched
that?
Amazing.
Is it?
One of the best shows ever, in my opinion.
Seriously?
Yeah, 100%.
I think I gotta watch that.
It's...
What is it? Drugs?
Yeah, it's about... The thing that's so great about The Wire is that it shows the whole cycle of, like, what happens in the hood in Baltimore. Like, you see it from every angle, from every perspective. You see it from, like, the gangster's perspective, the drug dealer's perspective, from the cop's perspective. Like, you see everything. And it's just really... It's just done so well. Like, it's just
There's a lot of seasons?
I think it was a hefty watch. I think there was a lot of seasons. I do think that. Yeah,
just
there were a lot of episodes.
Fucking turning on episode
No,
1.
it's hard, man. Like, I was thinking, oh, the next one I'll do Mad Men, and then I looked it up, and it's like 96 episodes or some crazy shit, and I was like, yeah, no, I need one that's like half that.
That's like, I'm sure Lost was very, very good, but then I hear people say, like, the fucking ending was terrible, and put on top of that, it's like 38 seasons long. Like, fuck that.
Well, to be fair, though, like, people said the ending of Sopranos was bad, and I didn't think it was that bad. I
heard the ending to Lost was very bad.
I heard that too. But then again, I heard the same thing with Sopranos. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's a shitty ending," and then I watched the whole thing, binge watched the whole thing, and I was like, you know what? I didn't dislike that ending. That ending fits very well with the plot.
True. You know what I heard? Speaking of Sopranos and Tony Soprano, which he was always on commercials for, I think the Wounded Warrior Project was like they were stealing money or doing some fucked up shit.
I'm not surprised because that's the one that Bill O'Reilly was pushing all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, anything that guy in his judgment has determined is good is like, well, it's automatically sketchy because you think it's good. Yeah.
Who's the new face of Fox News? That guy Tucker?
Well, Tucker Carlson is big for younger alt-right type people. They kind of like Tucker. Sean Hannity's
sort of
still
just
there.
sprouted out though, right? Like, or has he been around?
He's somewhat recent. You know, Tucker Carlson had been on other networks for a long time, and he never succeeded. Like, he was always shitty and got terrible ratings on all the other networks. Yeah. But he took off recently because of the alt-right, and, like, for whatever reason, they like him. And so he's got more of, like, a little bit of a younger audience, and he's doing okay, relatively speaking, to other Fox hosts, compared to other Fox hosts. I mean, Hannity's still on, but pretty much it. He was interviewing O'Reilly the other day, and they were doing...
O'Reilly was on Fox News?
O'Reilly, I don't know if he was on Fox News or if he was on Sean Hannity's radio program or something, but O'Reilly and Hannity had an interview. And that's actually interesting, because O'Reilly and Hannity hate each other. They hated each other. They were not friendly at all. But since O'Reilly got fired...
Yeah, he's probably okay with him now.
Now Hannity is, I guess O'Reilly views Hannity as like the last guy on Fox News that'll talk to him and give him the time of day, and now they're buddy-buddy, and O'Reilly's going on the counterattack, going against all the women who said he did X, Y, and Z, and...
These people will take any fucking publicity that they think could help them.
Here's a guy who was on TV pushing like right-wing stuff all these years, and then he ends up... getting fired because of all of these accusations, and obviously the Roger Ailes situation too. Same thing happened with him. Like, I don't think he realizes, like, you're pretty much done in terms of your reputation, dude. Like, no matter what you do, you're now that guy. You're the creepy dude at Fox News who was harassing people as you were pushing your propaganda. Like, even if he were to, let's say hypothetically he sues the women who accused him and he wins. Even if that happens, there's still going to be a gigantic number of people who are like, yeah,
I feel
no, fuck
if you go away for so long, like if you go away for enough amount of time, like you could make a comeback. Like, dude, look, I haven't heard Cosby's name in so fucking long.
He's like 72, Bill O'Reilly. They ain't going to be
yeah, but if he goes away until he's 75,
dude, he's already back on his podcast. He does a podcast now.
He does
he's
shit
on the internet. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
There's no time. Like, even think about it. Obviously, this is different because she didn't do any sexual harassment or anything. But like Hillary Clinton didn't go away, and now everybody's like, I fucking hate you. But if she had gone away for like 2 years or 3 years, then maybe it would have been a little bit better when she came back. But you're always going to be that person that lost to Donald Trump now. That's what you are.
Like, why are you writing the book? Like, just wait 2 years and then fucking figure out what the fuck happened.
Immediately she has to blame everybody else but herself to make herself feel better. And everybody knows that's what you're doing, is you're pawning off responsibility. And it's just like disgusting. It just shows you like you're exactly what everybody thought you were who didn't like you. Like she's proving that. She doesn't even realize she's proving it.
Yeah. So. It's fucking sad that at like one interview she can't just be like I fucked up. You know, like I can't
Well, see, that's the thing
people.
Is apparently in the book, so she does a lot of that, but as she keeps saying I'm taking responsibility, she blames everybody else. And that's even more frustrating because it's like you're not, who do you think you're kidding? You're not kidding anybody. Like, we see what you're saying. Like, oh, no, I take full responsibility. But anyway, the James Comey thing where he released the email, man, that really fucked me over. And Bernie Sanders and the fucking Bernie bros and how sexist they are. I mean, that really fucked me over, too. But, I mean, I'm totally taking full responsibility. But, God, let me just tell you, the fucking Russians and what they did. Jesus Christ. It's like, no, you're not doing it. She just got to go away, man.
And ultimately, like, she's still trying to make money off of, like, selling the book, and it's just like
everything about it is tone deaf. Everything about it is tone deaf. As she's going around the country bashing Bernie Sanders, Bernie's literally getting other Democratic senators on board for Medicare for all. Like the optics of that, how hard he's working to get policy goals accomplished. As she's bashing him, it couldn't be more clear. You know, like here's one self-absorbed person, and here's the other person who's fighting for you. You know. She's like, I can't figure out, why do they hate me and they love him? Well, look at what's happening right the fuck now, and you'll figure it out.
She's going to be on Stephen Colbert this week. I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow or Thursday. One of these days she's on with Colbert.
And he's not going to hold her feet to the fire at all.
Maybe.
No, he's been, I don't know, I haven't been digging him lately, man. I've always been a fan of him, but just lately he just strikes me as hacky. Like, you know when he did the thing where he's like, I got you, Donald Trump, when like Trump responded to him on Twitter or something, and he came out like a giggly schoolgirl.
Oh well, like, he's always just been trying to get his attention. I'm sure I don't see exactly, but he was excited when Trump.
Yeah, but I was like, it just felt weird. It's like, what? No,
yeah,
like, it just didn't come across as. I liked him better as Stephen Colbert, the Comedy Central fake conservative.
Condescending, yeah.
Yeah, than I don't know. He's like a little awkward to me in the role that he's in now.
I still think he's fucking intelligent as fuck. Like, he does a better job than Jimmy Fallon.
But that's why he lets me down. Well, Jimmy Fallon's horrendous. Of course he does a better job than Jimmy Fallon. Yeah. But that's why it's annoying, is because I know how smart he is, and sometimes he just seems so hacky.
Yeah.
But I like, probably Kimmel's my favorite.
Really? I don't even watch Kimmel that much.
I don't watch any of them, but Kimmel, of the ones that are there now, Kimmel's my favorite.
Yeah. I haven't watched much fucking TV.
Really?
But Molly just figured out, I mean, you've had this for a while, but you can get, I think our provider just recently allowed us to put YouTube like on our TV.
Oh yeah, I have that.
You've had that shit for a minute. And she was like, no, we definitely just got access to that right now.
You could watch me. You could watch me and you on it.
Yeah.
You could watch this shit right now. Oh my God, I'm giving you Inception. You could be watching this right now on our thing, on your TV screen.
On your TV?
Yeah.
That'd be fucking wild.
Yeah.
Someone take a picture of me and Kyle on their TV.
Yeah. Yeah, take it and tweet it at us.
The only person I saw one time, I don't know what it was. It was like channel like 777. No, that was 777. It was like some weird, it was that guy, David Pacman.
Right, yeah. Free Speech TV.
I saw him on like some fucking channel, and I was like, yo, this dude's on my TV right now.
He's on Free Speech TV, yeah.
Is that a station?
Yeah, I don't know. I should, I'll talk to him about that and see what he does for that. I don't know exactly what the deal is, or if there's a contract, or if it's kind of like a public access thing. I don't know exactly how it works, but he's on Free Speech TV. There's been a few.
Because that would be dope if you can get on there and like do that shit, but like and still be allowed to say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that you know me, I can't be censored by anything.
That's why you need an XM radio station channel, dude.
I know.
There has to be a listener who works for fucking XM.
Well, XM, I don't know the details, but they may have reached out to TYT at some point recently.
I thought I heard something back in the day about that.
And yeah, and the team at TYT, the CFO of TYT, mentioned to them about me, and I was like, yeah, tell them, like, you know,
that's the
if they want
move.
better ratings, they can add my show to XM, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I don't know if they'll go for it, but I threw it out there. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like,
Yeah,
who the fuck are they to tell? Like, I have an army of people, all you guys listening now, that listen to the show. Like, what, you
There's going to be one guy who decides it?
Yeah,
like
what the fuck does this guy know?
Episode.
Did he attract an audience of fucking 500,000 people? No. Like, who the fuck is he? Tell him to fuck off. Put me on, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? Get the fuck out of the way.
Like, okay, we'll watch a couple of his videos and decide if
That's
like
what I actually said. I said to the guy, I was like, tell them it doesn't matter if they get it or not. Like, it's irrelevant if they get it, because obviously a lot of people get it. So what the fuck are we talking about here?
Yeah.
But that's why I can't deal with any of that bullshit. Like, I remember back in the day, I'm going to be a good guy here, and I'm not going to drop this person's name, even though I could, and I could expose them for the fucking fraud that they are. But I remember there was one person who I was talking to behind the scenes, and they asked me, like, oh, what's your end goal? It's like, what the fuck does that even mean? What's your end goal?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was thinking in my head. I didn't say that, but I was thinking, like, what does that even mean? I was like, oh, yeah, like, I kind of like doing what I'm doing. He's like, oh, okay. So, TV? Or... And I was like, no, I like doing what I'm doing. Like, I like exactly what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like flabbergasted by like, whoa. Almost like
when you're going to sell out type
exactly,
of shit.
like he was such a careerist that he was surprised to come across somebody who was not, and who was doing something for the sake of doing it and enjoying it for the sake of enjoying it, and like enjoying what they're doing right now. Like, I'm not going for some perceived thing in the end. I enjoy doing what I'm doing here. And yeah, so me and that person didn't get along for too long, but I find that mentality weird, you know, of like it's almost because you're almost like begging for some sort of acceptance from somebody else to climb a ladder. You know what I mean? Like, when am I going to get to a more official position where I have the blessing of these higher ups?
That's like even
fuck
that
those
question.
Higher ups. Fuck them. What the fuck do they know? Fuck them. You can broadcast whatever the fuck you want to the world right now. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to go to a place where, I can have it where other people approve of me and put it on their thing? Who gives a fuck?
People that don't fucking get it.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? You want to have somebody who potentially can tell you, like, oh, I'm above you and I don't want you to do that material. Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
That's what Louis C.K. says. Like, FX just lets him fucking do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, you know, because usually with TV shows, it's got to have a good start, it's got to have a middle, and it's got to have like a fucking happy ending or some shit. Like, you watch Louis sometimes, and like you watch it, and you're just like
what the fuck happened?
What the fuck is going on right now?
But that was the deal he made with the network. He said, I can do whatever the fuck I want, and he took a massive pay cut, I'm sure, for it. But he says, I can do whatever I want, and you take it or leave it. That's the only way I do anything. Mm-hmm. The only way. I'm never fucking gonna, we don't like this thing or this thing. Okay, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. That's what I think. I mean, XM in a way, like they let Howard Stern do whatever the fuck he wants, but ultimately aren't they some corporation shit though that like...
No, they are a corporation. They are a corporation, which is why, like with Opie and Anthony, for example, they always, like famously, you know, had issues with Opie and Anthony because Opie and Anthony would push the boundaries, and they'd be like, we're not sure we're comfortable with you doing that type thing. But for me, it's not, because they were doing shit like, you know, I don't know if they did this when they were on XM, but they would do shit where they would like take food from a homeless person or something, you know, whereas like what I would be doing is just cursing in a rant. So it's a totally different thing where my boundaries that I'm pushing aren't as much as a show like that would be, but that I would only work with a medium that lets me do whatever I want, or else fuck it. What's the point if you're going to change the thing? If you're going to change the thing from the original intent, then there's no point in the thing anymore. You lose track of what it's supposed to be.
And you lose your fucking authenticity, like, you know, like
everything. You lose your authenticity, you sold out, everything.
Yeah.
So, on that note, we're 2 hours in. So,
was that Run DMC
in
or
this bitch? No, Wolfpack. The money out of politics thing. Wolfpack, New York. This is actually. Shout out to Ben. Ben gave me this shirt.
Oh, is that from Ben?
Ben, that's right.
Is it just New York or is that everywhere? Wolfpack?
No, this one is a Wolfpack New York shirt.
But I'm saying Wolfpack is
Wolfpack is
nationwide?
everywhere. Yeah, it's trying to get a constitutional amendment to get money out of politics.
That's what's up. Someone started it in New York?
No, Cenk started it with Larry Lessig.
Oh, that's Cenk's shit? And Ben knew about it?
And Larry Lessig, yeah.
And, that's what's up.
They started it, and Michael Moretta. Am I getting that last name right? I think Michael Moretta.
I don't know. I always get an email from fucking Corbin somebody on this fucking...
Justice Democrats, yeah.
Fuck, man.
It's Just Democrats and Brand New Congress.
Every fucking day it's like Corbin... Let me see if I could just find the...
Corbin, yeah.
Who the fuck is Corbin? Why does his name sort of sound like mine?
Head of Brand New Congress, that is.
Who is it?
Head of Brand New Congress. So we're Justice Democrats. We teamed up with Brand New Congress. We teamed up with a bunch. National Nurses United, Democratic Socialists, Our Revolution. So there's
Corbin Trent.
So there's like a coalition of people on the left now that working together towards common goals. And sometimes
I'm with all that shit, but Corbin Trent
they're abusing your email.
Be easy, dude.
I'll have a word with them.
I mean, like, I'm sure people love getting this shit, but I don't get that many emails. But when I do, I get excited. And when it's Corbin,
and it's
Trent,
always Corbin.
I'm
You're like, God damn it, it's not.
Yeah, I'm tight because I think it's like a person because it says the name in the subject, and I'm like, fuck you, Corbin.
All right, guys, we're donezo for the day. We love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace. Mwah.